It is the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, January 13th, 2025, and we are coming to you live this morning. How's everybody doing? What a bust weekend, man, for football.
Yeah.
I'm sleepy. Not like my body's just like, go back to bed. I stayed there till the very end. They walked out with no time left.
Yeah.
Oh, so you actually, I saw that you were out in the field and stuff, but you actually stayed and watched the game?
Stayed and watched the game, whole game. And
do you feel bad?
No, I didn't jinx the team, Galvin.
You sure?
I thought about it the entire
you went to other games this season? No?
This was the first one, yeah.
Oh!
Well, that wasn't like this was the only game they lost.
Yeah.
No, but it is the only playoff game they lost.
Did you go to any games last year?
Yes.
And it is the only game they lost when you were there.
I'm sorry. I think Gio is in the middle of a thought.
Oh.
I was saying, did you go to any games last year?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
It was so long.
I thought you said yes. How many games did you go last year?
Oh, I think I went to one game last year.
And they won?
I don't recall.
Do you remember who they played?
No.
We could probably look it up.
No, I don't remember.
I think we can figure it out.
Let's just say they lost, okay? Let's just say they lost.
Yeah. Well, say it because it happened.
I realized I need better friends.
Yeah?
Yeah, I said John setting up in his suite again. Mike's on the field. Like everybody I know is at the game.
Let me just tell you something. I went up to John Senning at the tailgate, and I looked at the guy he was with, and I go, you have superhero hair. His hair looked like it should have been on Clark Kent in the 80s.
John Senning or the guy that he was
that
with?
he was with. I looked at him, I go, you have superhero hair. And John goes, look at him. He's got superhero face, too. And I go, yeah. I didn't know that was Patrick Smith.
Oh,
yeah.
I would have kissed his ass a little bit
Yeah,
more.
right.
The best attorney on the bone.
Yeah.
I was in the...
Does he have an office?
No.
He deserves one.
Yeah.
He got a suite.
He doesn't want that office. He's like, that is dingy. I don't want
Yeah.
that. I have my own nice. that has
Enjoy
a
your
lot of
closet.
mahogany.
I was I forgot what I was going to say. I was talking to them, and he was there. Johnny B was there. There was a lot of people from Ian was there. Pap.
Yeah.
What were you doing there?
What do you mean?
Like, I was so happy to see you at the tailgate,
Yeah.
but so I couldn't figure out why. Like, you weren't going to the game. You just came to hang out at the tailgate?
Yes.
This guy.
Yeah.
Free food, free drinks. You're surprised he was there?
Yeah.
He doesn't eat a lot,
That's true.
and he wasn't drinking.
Yeah, he doesn't
No.
eat a lot, so what he got from the tailgate will last him for the rest of this
That's
week.
probably true too. Can I tell you the biggest disappointment? I have not cheated on my diet at all, and I have stayed under 20 carbs a day, and I'm eating just nothing but protein. That's kind of hard to do when you're in the middle of the woods too, but I did it this weekend camping, and I was so happy. And yesterday, Joey and I went to the tailgate. I had a little bit of brisket, which is fine. And then we went into the stadium, and we had to walk from the Ohio and Himes tailgate all the way around the stadium to the other side to get in the media entrance, then back inside the stadium to the other side of the field to go on the field, and then go back around to go back to our seats.
So a lot of walking. You got a carb load.
Doesn't sound like it's a lot of but it literally is walking a mile there, a mile back, a mile there, a mile back, and we got upstairs, and I said, I need to get a drink. I'm parched, and I want something, so I wanted bubbles. So I got a Diet Coke, and Joey got a pretzel and a Coke, and we went down and sat in the seats, and I drank my Coke, and I felt so refreshed and relieved. And then I took one more sip, and I was like, is this Coke or Diet Coke?
Uh-oh.
The guy swapped them. I drank a whole goddamn cup of Coke.
Oh, you might have a lawsuit.
Must have tasted fantastic.
I have to tell you, I can't tell the difference
Yeah.
because I don't drink soda. So I wanted like something that just had bubbles in it, and not everybody's got like Diet Sprite or whatever. So I drank it, and I was so disappointed. It was bothering me. I had like been so strict, and then that big glass of so then I start Googling how many carbs in a glass of soda, and I start freaking out a little bit, and then I let it go, and then I went back to it. Oh, at the game, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm Googling what happens if I drink a glass of soda. Most of the things, most of the experts on Reddit said that it's not that big of a deal. Just it'll burn overnight, you know.
Well, and all the sugar and everything that you burned off walking as much as you walked, you just kind of replaced it with that Coke.
I know, that's the thing.
But you can't tell the difference between regular and diet?
No.
Like, I understand regular and zero because they have the same taste, but diet does have a distinctively different taste.
So, but it
than
was
regular.
It was fountain drinks, Carmen, and the fountain ones taste a little similar. Like, I don't drink soda either way. I don't even drink Diet Coke. Like, every once in a while, I'll have one if I'm at a restaurant. I'll take 2 sips of it. But I don't really drink it. So when I tasted it, it had a funky taste, but that just was the fountain that I was drinking, so it confused me.
I gotcha.
You know, and I was like, damn it.
Well, next time you got to make it so you don't have to walk to get to the field. You can just have somebody drop you off. You know what I mean? Like, where was Tom? He can't drop you off to walk onto the football field?
Well, I mean, he could have.
Yeah.
It was actually my fault, Gio, because the entrance that I really needed to go to was right across the street from where the tailgate was.
Oh.
But I walked all the way around to the media entrance, which was, not so far. It was just on the opposite side of the stadium, right? So I walk all the way around there, and we get there, and the guy looks at me, and he goes, "You need to go through gate B." And I go, "Okay, where's gate B?" He goes, "Back on the other side."
You say, "I'm not here very often. Where's gate B?"
I just looked at I looked right in his face, and I go, "On the other side." And he goes, I go, like where I just came from, and he stopped and he just smiled, and I go, all the way back on the other side. He goes, "Come on."
There you go.
That's when they go get a golf cart and they drive you.
Yeah.
Well, if you're Titus,
Then
if you then once I got in through the gate, I had to walk back anyway. I just had to walk through the building as opposed to, I don't know, they don't just walk across the field. Down there, when I was down there,
They should have a bridge.
Yeah.
In the beginning, they should just have a bridge.
They just let you walk across the end zone.
I mean, if you have, you have the passes. I'm saying, like, for general public, whatever, just put a bridge.
I saw my friend Tom that I know is down there, and we were discussing how it's not even worth going down on the field anymore because they quarantine you in like sections.
Yeah.
Whereas before, I used to just be able to walk wherever I want to on my pass. So, I'd see players that I know and take pictures or whatever to introduce people. And this is just, you were like, and I was mostly on the side where the Redskins were, Commanders. And, it was just, wasn't as exciting as watching all the Buckeyes up close. So
right.
Even the on-field thing was like, I'm just too old. I'm too old to enjoy things anymore.
Yeah.
Like if I used to say to my dad, "Hey, come on, like 10 years ago or so, when the show had just started taking off and we get all these opportunities, I'm like, hey, we should go to this, we should do that." And my dad would just go, yeah.
I also think you might be a bit jaded. Because think about whenever you were growing up in Staten Island, if somebody said you could be on the field for a football game, for a playoff game, you'd be losing your goddamn mind. But you've done enough stuff now in your life where you're like, all right.
Yes, yeah, for sure. I've put in some time where I'm not as excited. I don't know what would get me excited anymore.
The vast majority of people will never step foot on an NFL field ever.
Yeah. Right. And I don't take that for granted. Every time I'm down there, I soak it in. I'm glad, really, the reason I was there is because I was with my son.
Right.
And for him to enjoy it, because, you're down there for an hour and a half. After the first 15 minutes, I was like, you good? You good? We can get out of here. And he was like, well, a couple minutes. So, all right, let's just stay here. But, I was not, it was interesting to see the player wives that were on the team, whose wife was hot, whose family is weird. Daniels has got a weird family. There was a guy, tall guy, kind of looks like Drew McIntyre, offensive lineman, tall white dude with long hair, smoking hot chick that he came over and said hi to. It was just weird to see the interactions and the dynamics between the people. But,
you find out they're just regular people, just like everybody else.
Just regular people, and they all have like annoying families, like your family would be, or my family would be if we were famous.
And you realize that they're all like 23-year-old kids.
That also hurts.
Yeah, when you're down there, you're like, wait a minute, why? Oh, yeah, it's because he's 22. Oh, that guy because he's 24.
So a few weeks ago, the Vikings, they did the High School Musical dance after a touchdown.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I came across the video of them practicing it.
Yeah.
And at first, I didn't realize that it was the Viking players. I just thought it was some like nerdy high school kids. And then I kept watching. I was like, oh my God, these guys are in the NFL. They're adults. Oh, they're so old.
Yeah.
I saw a thing today where it was a video, and the guy goes up to the bar and he goes, "Can I get a beer?" And she goes, "You have to be 21." And he goes, "I am 21. I was born in 2000.
Yeah.
Slow motion. She looks at his ID and she like falls to her knees and she's like,
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the other memes that said just a reminder that George Jetson just turned 3 years old?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So Patrick Smith and John Senning were up in the suite, and sure enough, while I was sitting there, I get a text, and who's the text from? Titus. It's a video of him saying, "You're probably not even here at the game." I said, "Yeah, Titus, I am at the game. I am down there." Sap, Rondé, Derek Brooks, Jimmy Giles, Bruce Arians. Who else? The whole everybody was there yesterday.
Yeah.
Allstott, all at the game. I guess they have a suite there where they just have all the ex-players in the suite. Maybe it was all the Hall of Famers.
Right.
I don't know. It was pretty cool. It was cool to see everybody up there.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm bummed out by the whole thing.
I mean, to have a game like that, it feel like the clock just beat us.
It was a good game, though.
Do you remember what I said to you on Friday?
No.
You don't remember what I said? How the game was going to go?
No.
Oh, really?
What did you say?
Come on. I said it is.
You think we all just etched in the mind what you think said the game was going to
No,
go?
but I mean, we're
I
discussing the game. Like, how hard is it to remember a thing that we said on Friday? Gio and I were talking, and I go, I'm telling you right now, this is going to come down to a field goal. And I thought that it was going to go the Bucks' way. And McLaughlin, who is a good kicker, I said this is going to come down to a last second field goal is what I said.
Well, when that ball hit the upright, the whole place went, "Whoa!"
I for some reason thought he was going to miss it. It was too close. It was too easy. It was like right there, whatever. And then whenever he doinked it, I was like, yeah.
Well, no, because Mike, you weren't there, but if you were watching on TV, he kept fidgeting with his hair.
Yeah.
He would go put his helmet on, and then he took it off. He did it about 6 different times, and I was like, oh, he's missing it.
That is some weird OCD thing. Did you see that?
Yeah. No, I couldn't see it.
He did this. He had his helmet on, he took his helmet off, and he fixed his hair, and then he went to put his helmet on, and then he fixed his hair, and then he went to put his helmet on, and he fixed his hair. He kept on. He did it like 6 times. It was the weirdest thing in the world. And the announcers didn't say anything. Like, if I was Chris Collins, I would have been like, what's this guy doing? He's weird.
Yeah, I thought for sure he was like super nervous because they were saying that he was like their 6th kicker this year.
Yeah.
And then he kept doing that. I was like, oh, he's going to miss it. And then when it hit the field or when it hit the post, I was like, oh, and then it bounced in. I was like,
What's that good movie with the magicians where they all get together? And,
The Prestige.
No, the ones where they
Catch Me If You Can.
Yes, Catch Me If You Can.
No.
The Magicians.
Yeah, with the guy who played Mark Zuckerberg, Jesse Eisenberg.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Pancake.
You
You know which one I mean, though, right? One of the things in that movie that they do is they show the power of suggestion, where they'll just walk by a guy and just whisper a word.
Right, yeah.
That would be great if I was on the sideline and just walk by the kicker and like, white right.
Now you see me.
I was saying, hey, have a good night. White right,
now
white
you
right.
see me.
Yeah, now you see me. That Catch Me If You Can, close enough.
Yeah.
And plus, the doink never goes in. The doink always
Yes.
Doink goes out.
Yes.
He doinked in.
Yeah.
The script was off.
I hate games at night. I said that right when the Bucks announced they were playing at night. I go, I hate playing at night.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
I will tell you this: watch a game at home, I feel like it's on for 5 hours.
Yeah.
Watch a game in the stadium, I felt like it was over in 10 minutes.
They do go fast, especially when it's
crazy.
not 150 degrees.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It feels like they go a lot faster. But yeah, all day, all the teams, home team, blowouts, and that was making me more nervous as the day went on because there's always an upset on wild card weekend. And it was making me very nervous.
And the fact that the Commanders haven't been in for 16 years or whatever it is and everything else. And it's a rookie quarterback and no rookie quarterback, all the things that they're saying. You're like, well, this is over.
I saw Johnny B put on Twitter that this was playing out exactly how the NFL wanted it. And I'm like, he's 100% right.
Yeah.
And sure enough, one drive later, they're kicking the field goal. And now, Jaden Daniels, the superstar, is born. At my expense.
Johnny B still can't shake that bad breath, man.
Oh no!
Man, it's eye-watering. I got up in
Did you say anything to him?
No, I saved it for the air.
Oh, you gotta help a guy out.
You're a bad friend.
I didn't have a mint.
You let him know. Maybe he goes look for one.
Yeah.
Just let him out there, meet people.
Put some brisket in there. Do something.
Yeah, you gotta help a guy out, man. A little tap on the shoulder.
I just thought about it now.
Oh man,
you're a jerk.
I'm not there to police people's breath.
No friends, huh? Is that what you say?
None. So I'm out in the woods camping, which we'll get to. I get up at 8:00 in the morning, leave there at 9, drive back here, shower, change, shoot over to Sap's tailgate first. Sap did a tailgate on a different lot. He was over there, and he said to me, "I'll be there at 1:00." And I said, "Okay." And I said, "I'll come by before my thing." And he's like, "Perfect." And he just said, "I'll be there at 1." I said, "Great." So I got there because he's there. He goes, "I'll be there from 1 to kickoff." I said, "Perfect." I got there at 2. He wasn't there.
Oh,
I texted him. I go, "Where you at?" "On the way." I was like, "Okay, cool. I'm here." Chilling out. 2:30. I'm like, I'm still here. And he's like, "Traffic. I'm coming." I'm like, "Oh, you son of a bitch." So he showed up there at 3. And
I got to your tailgate.
yeah, but I had to eat at his tailgate
Right.
first. Hung out there for a while. Now that's where Joe showed up.
Right.
Now, how did you get there?
I went Sugar Pants and I went to Ian's place, and Dizzy and his girlfriend and Johnny B were there, so we all piled into Johnny B's car and went up. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then these guys drove up there, and we hung out at Sap's tailgate for a little while. Then we packed up and we went over to our tailgate, which opened at 4:30. And that was great because the Reverse Brand guys gave us hats to give away. So when I got there, the line was around the block for the tailgate.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a good time. It really was. It was fun. Playoff atmosphere is always more exciting. Brisket Shop, we made a video. I got to show you this video, Galvin. They made these beef ribs and it had these huge bones in them. And it was cooked so well that I just went like this with 2 fingers, pull the bones right out. Oh, it was so fantastic. Yeah, they did a great spread, and of course Bud Light's out there. And then we had the giveaways from Reverse Brand, and we gave away some Baker Mayfield jerseys while we were out there. It was a good group of people. It was a fun time. It was exciting to get the night kicked off.
Did you get to meet my boss?
I did, Pam.
Yes.
I recognized her.
Isn't she the best?
Yeah,
She's
it was
just-
like the Avengers. Both your bosses got together.
Yeah. Oh, John Brennan was there?
All right.
Carmen, I should have said this before you opened your mouth. You looked really pretty yesterday.
Oh, thank you for my gig.
Yeah, I saw your video when I got home last night, and I was like, "Wow, she looks really good."
Oh, filters.
Well,
I'll admit it. It was a filter. I mean, I did a little rouge, for the gig, but
right.
I definitely had a filter on that.
Well, you girls, your honesty is really crushing things. My wife was like, I'm like, "Look at this girl. She's gorgeous." And she goes, "Yeah, look at all the filters she has." And I go, "I don't know what filters are, so don't ruin it for me. Let me just think all girls are gorgeous."
And the thing is like, I use filters that change the lighting, not the shape of my face. Like, there's filters that can completely change you. You know what I mean? And make you look like a different person. It literally gives you like a nose job, and it will make your waist skinny. I just use the filters that change the lighting.
Yeah,
So-
I've been watching 90 Day Fiance, whichever one, I don't know, but they'll show the pictures that they send back and forth, and I'm like, well, that's not her.
Yeah.
That doesn't look anything like her. That's wild.
Well, and it's now insane because now the girls especially for the fitness influencers, you can edit videos. And they'll like snatch their waist in, and they'll do like a dance
on a video.
Yeah.
on a video, and they're like, "See, I'm not photoshopped." It's like, yes, you are, and it's like all from your phone, and it's just one click, and it takes everything away. It's so nothing's real. Don't believe anything.
Well, I mean, it's the whole idea of having just the stuff on your hand. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I want to know. I want to think that movies are real too. So,
But can we talk about what's the most impressive thing of all that? That cheese pull from that mozzarella stick, bro, it was like 2 feet long. It was amazing.
oh man. Anyway, we will still have a good show today. I got a lot of stuff to talk about. I had the camping this weekend, which I'm sure everywhere I go, people are like, "Well, how was it?" Well, I was save it for Monday. We'll talk about camping. And you did not come out. People were texting me see if you and Pap came out.
No, there were discussions on whether or not we were going to come up there.
Really?
Yeah, Joe and I were talking. Was it Friday night?
Yes.
And we were trying to formulate a plan, and then it never came to fruition.
Well, you just never texted me back.
Pretty
on
much,
Saturday.
yeah.
There was some drinking going on.
Oh, yeah?
I did not drink, but there was some drinking
Yeah,
going on. We had the bourbons out there. We had some Bud Lights out there.
I saw some pictures. Something like a good setup. You were sending me some stuff. You had the projector going on because I was concerned about how you could watch the playoffs.
Bobby and Tony were busting my balls the whole time. They were like, "You're not camping. You're not camping." I go, "Bobby, I am camping." He goes, "You're sleeping in," I go, "in a camper."
Yeah.
CAMP, camper. I go, I didn't say I was going in to be a survivalist.
This is not the Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
Like, we're adults here.
And it's also, why does everyone have to challenge everything? Why do you?
Yeah.
Well, in
This
Bobby's
is what
case,
I'm doing. You know,
in Bobby's case, he's an outdoorsman. He's a camper, and I think he's like, if you're a camper, I'm a camper. We can camp together. But he's like, you're not a camper. You're not doing what I'm doing.
Right.
Is
All
what
right.
he's saying.
We'll tear down his tiny house and stay in a tent instead.
Right.
You know what I mean? What-
I will tell you that I always dream of living in an RV. I always talk about that RV, the Earth Roamer.
Yeah.
I would
Or your
buy that.
truck, yeah.
But I mean, I would live in the Earth Roamer. I love that thing. Yeah, and I also the Sprinter. I feel like I could spend some time in. But man, this RV that I was in was the most uncomfortable thing that I've ever been in my life, and it was huge and it had pop out sides and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It just so it had bunk beds, right? But they were like almost queen size bunk beds. So not like the little shelves that you crawl into like on a tour bus. They were in the corner and they were on top of each other. So I thought, well, this is perfect because it's huge in there,
Yeah.
you know? So I went in and I realized I can't sit down and go in. So I have to go in head first. So I went in head first, crawled all the way in, and I got there, and the mattress is about, I want to say, I'm not sure about the English term, but is it millimeter thin?
Right.
It was ridiculous. My knees went right into the wood. But I get in there, and I'm like, all right, I could do this. This is big enough, you know? And then all of a sudden, I had like a panic attack in there. It was like being in a cave and being trapped in the cave. And then I go to get out, and I can't get out because now I got to back out. You ever try to crawl backwards, you know?
Yeah.
And then when I got to the edge, I was like stuck in the. I go, I can't do this. I'm not staying in this thing.
The one that I have has got bunk beds, but my kids sleep in there. I've got a full queen size bed in mine.
That's what I ended up doing. I ended
Yeah.
up
Oh,
staying in
queen size.
Well, you're in a camper. They
Yeah.
don't
I
really
know.
make many full size beds.
Listen, I've done some camper tours online.
Yeah.
They have ones with king size beds.
Yeah,
and they
that's
are
Earth
some
Roamer.
of them
Earth
are,
Roamer's
yeah.
got a California king.
Gio's only allowed to sleep in a queen size
I
bed.
know.
That's true. That's true.
his wife.
Yeah. But like my in-laws, they have one that's got 2 full size beds in it.
Yeah. This thing, all the couches and dining room tables popped out and all
Yeah.
that stuff. But my father, this is the weird thing to think about. My father does not sleep. I don't know. Like at one point, my father got in his car, moved his car from side A to side B, and then, 20 minutes later, we're like, hey, where'd he go? He's still in the car sleeping. He just sat there and just from moving the car one side. But at night, he does not. He's like a bat. He does not sleep. In fact, he might be out fighting crime for all I know. So I go, I'll sleep out here on the couch. He goes, no, I'm not going to sleep. You sleep in the bed. And I go, what do you mean you're not going to sleep? He's like, I don't sleep. And I go, okay. So I sure as hell, I went to bed and got up to pee, and he was just sitting up there watching Law and Order or whatever was on the TV. Yeah, guys, it's crazy. He's got 2 sons that can't wait to go to sleep, and yet he never sleeps at all. It was nuts.
So you're not going back. There's one and done.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm not going back. I'm not going back this weekend.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it was like there are a couple of things that we know now that we could say, okay, we could do this a little different. And for the most part, it actually went way better than I thought it was going to.
Next time you go, will you go more camping or more? no. But you know,
Yeah,
what I mean?
I know, yeah.
Or which way are you gonna go? You're gonna go more camping way, where you're maybe a tent next time, or are you going get this nice mattress and let's do it upright?
Yeah, I would have to do it upright.
Yeah.
I mean, it's if we were going out, like I'm going pheasant hunting with Paulie D and with Pete, we're going pheasant hunting. If they said, hey, do you want to go pheasant hunting and we'll camp at that campground? Well, that's something. Then you plan it out and you do it a certain way. But in this thing, we just went to go hang out and have a good time. So you want to be comfortable. you
Yeah.
know?
When I go camping in any more than like 2 or 3 days, I can't wait to get back to my own bed because that's how they are.
I
Yeah.
think you got to go cabin, Michael.
Ooh, cabins.
Right?
That's not even camping anymore. That's just having a great
But,
time.
Yeah.
but I mean, that'll make you comfortable.
Oh, I love a cabin.
Yeah.
Or you can always go Hilton, It's the same
No.
thing.
no, that's different.
Let me
It's
ask
not
you
made
this.
of wood.
Let me ask you this. So I called my son. My son wasn't able to go, and I called him on Saturday morning, and he goes, hey, how is it? I go, pretty good. He goes, where are you? I go, I'm just coming back from Starbucks, and he started laughing. He goes, you're not camping. I go, what do you mean I'm not camping?
You're not camping.
I had to go to get some coffee. What are you talking about?
If you can leave to go into town and
It's
get
far.
Starbucks,
It was
you're
far.
you're not camping.
I could not walk to the main road from where we were.
I mean, you couldn't, or like
I
no
mean,
one could.
I could, you know what I mean, but it was not. It was a long drive from the campground to the main road. Does that make it more sense?
Yeah.
So Galvin, you'll love this. As you drive in the early parts of the dirt road, there's this huge property next to where we were, and there's these 2 dogs on the property. I don't know what kind they were, but they were just beautiful dogs, and they chased the car as you drive down. So I had to roll down my window and stop and talk to them for a little while. They were and they were like, "Rrr." And then the next day on Saturday we were shooting, we were target shooting with the guns, and I was like, I'm pretty sure we're aiming towards where the house and the dogs are.
Yeah, you don't want to think you see a deer.
Well, I mean, we couldn't see anything. I just was like, how do I know how far these bullets can go? You know, I thought this is not safe. I don't. And my worst nightmare was I drive out to go to Starbucks and those 2 dogs just. I wasn't worried about any humans that might be on the property, but I was worried that those 2 dogs might catch one. But yeah, we did a lot of gun shooting. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just into the woods at dark.
Yeah.
No, we had targets.
Yeah.
We had targets. Yeah.
Now, did you chop any trees for wood?
I did.
What?
I didn't chop a tree, but I did. I did cut. This is what great campers were. I did cut some of the dead wood that was down. You know, I couldn't to make like logs out of it because we had one of those hand chainsaws that you could use. Yeah. So, I mean, we pretty much brought all the comforts of home with us. So, yeah, Carmen, I did that. I whittled a little.
Okay.
Yeah, was whittling. I had a good fire going. Everything. My breathing machine smells like fire. Today, last night I put it on.
I love that smell.
Yeah, it's nice when you're there, but when you're trying to sleep and you just breathe it in secondhand smoke, it's not so great. Not so great.
I get that.
Yeah, fire, best part of camping.
Yeah,
right.
Sure. Yeah, of
Right.
course.
Yeah.
Okay. Fire was the best part of camping. I enjoyed making and keeping the fire going. Me and my nephew Billy were in charge of the fire, and I think we did a pretty good job.
I literally texted Joe late Friday night. I go, we should probably be sitting by the fire drinking right now, and he agreed.
Yes, I did.
Friday night, okay, we had the 2 RVs facing each other. On one of the RVs, bungeed up, we had a screen, and we had the projector on the table, and we watched the playoff game.
Yeah.
We actually watched the college game. I don't remember, the Ohio State.
Oh, yeah, Notre Dame, Ohio State. Was it? Yeah.
No,
they're
it
in the
was-
national championship.
Yeah, the Texas and Ohio State. And we watched that game, and we had the grill out there, and we made some food out on the grill, and we hung out and watched that. That was pretty cool.
That sounds great to
Then we
me.
played poker.
Yeah.
That's a good time. You missed out. Pap, you would have loved it.
I know I would have, Michael.
And you would have had so much room in the RV. You can
it
sleep in
would've-
all the
It
compartments.
would have been luxurious to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Every little nook and cranny I saw, I thought. Now, the other thing was, yesterday, I was sizing up the Sprinter because we're taking that to New Orleans for the Super Bowl, which is a lot less exciting now that we know our
It's
team's
fair.
not
Yeah,
going
I was
there.
thinking about that. I'm like, I don't even want to go now.
I'll tell you this. I talked to Bert over the weekend. He's going.
Yeah, he has a whole thing planned down there.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Shirts and skins, yeah.
I don't know. Oh, let's go to that.
Yeah, he has a whole thing where it's him, Nikki Glazer, Tony Hinchcliffe,
Yeah.
bunch of, and they're going to be shirts and skins, and I believe Nikki's going to be skins.
Oh,
all
are they
right.
they're playing, or they're just going to walk around with their shirts
I
on?
think they're performing and doing some sort of,
Skins.
where they do something.
Yeah. Well, I talked to Bert, who has evacuated Los Angeles,
Mm.
and just for safety reasons, he says he thinks they're pretty good where they are, but didn't want to risk it, so put all his stuff in the tour bus and headed to Las Vegas.
Did you see the video they think they have of somebody actually setting the fire? I don't know if that's real or not, but
That's the thing. It's such a big fire, and it's in different areas. Like, how do you know what's what?
they arrested a guy. They have somebody in custody.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But the thing
If
is,
that's
if
the
you
guy,
look at
yeah.
the fires, how do you know that guy's not? Which side did he set? How did the 3 of them go on?
I don't know if it's a real video or not. I just saw it.
I saw
social
it.
media.
The other thing is, I saw Henry Winkler said he should be beaten to death.
Yeah.
The other thing is, what else about something else I didn't tell you about the fire? Oh, the conspiracy theories are insane. They're insane, and they got me believing them all. That the blue roof houses didn't burn down.
And do you see the palm trees? There was like this row of palm trees.
Stayed up.
Yeah.
That they're looking at making one of those cities over there. That they this is all, and of course I go no. I'm like, what? Next thing you know, let me ask you this question. I got to pull this back up so I can see it. Okay, don't look at my computer. Who has the bigger house? Kim Kardashian, Kris Jenner, Scott Disick, Kylie Jenner, Khloe Kardashian, or Kourtney?
Kourtney.
Kylie.
Carmen?
Kylie is what I would say.
Which is the one that used to be ugly?
Khloe.
Is she part of the list?
Yes.
Khloe.
It goes Kim, Kris, Scott, Kylie, Khloe, Kourtney. Why do you think, who do you say, Carmen?
I said Kylie because she has that makeup brand. And at one point, she had like her office attached, but then she did move into like a warehouse, and it has like a whole
she's
office.
actually the richest now, right?
I think Kim is because after Skims came out, Kim launched her Skims, and then she also launched her KKW Beauty. And so, like, she basically launched her own beauty brand as well.
KKK Beauty. What is
It
that?
was
Too
KKW.
much.
It was Kim Kardashian West Beauty, but I think they rebranded it recently. I don't know what it's called now, but she has her own makeup line.
Remember Kanye West hated Jews, and then the Diddy stuff came out, and he's like, I'm going to be quiet.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut. It looks like Kim's house might barely edge out Khloe's house.
Khloe has to have a big house because she's huge.
I figured she was the one that was always looked at as not as pretty.
She's not.
So she wants to, like,
She's
But-
overcompensating.
prove herself and overcompensate for the other ones.
Khloe and Kris Jenner, they like live on the same property. They live next door to each other.
They all look like it. It looks like it's all on the same property. Like,
Well, they live on.
Yeah.
They all live in Calabasas,
Right.
But no, Khloe and Kris Jenner literally live next door. They bought like one piece of property and they built like almost like twin houses, but like not identical twins.
So Kim's house looks like no joke. It's an aerial shot of Kim's house, and it looks like a small mall. It's like not like a Walmart size or a Best Buy size.
Yeah.
It looks like a small mall. Then Chris's house is big, but it doesn't have the extra extensions. Scott's looks like a barn. It looks like an unfinished barn. Kylie's house is tremendous, but it looks like it's built up where Kim's look like it's all one level. And then Khloe's house looks like if you took Kylie's house and added buildings to it. But then Kourtney's got like a mansion.
Right.
Like Kourtney's got like Kourtney looks like she's got it looks like the entrance at Disney World.
That's why I thought she was going to be.
She got all the money?
Well, Travis.
Yeah, but isn't she the one that was like the
No.
billionaire one? No.
No, you're thinking of Kylie. No, Kourtney is the one who like tried to step away and didn't want to work and do events, and everyone got really mad at her because that's how they were making their money at one point, where they were getting all of them. Kim, Khloe, and Kourtney. They were all doing stuff together, and Kourtney was like, "I have kids. I don't want to work anymore. I'm just done. I want to spend time with my family."
Whatever she did, it seems to have worked out for her because her house is
Married-
tremendous.
Yeah, married Travis.
Travis has got all the
Barker.
money.
Travis Barker is rich.
Yeah, no, I know he's rich, but I thought one of these kids would have more money.
They
No.
probably do, but
Well,
I
yeah,
bet
but
he's worth 70, 80 million at least.
No, he's worth probably more than that.
Think
Yeah.
so?
Yeah.
According to this, it says around 50 million. Actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I bet that's low though.
I think they did a list, and I think Kourtney's actually
She
out of all the Kardashians and Jenner, she has the least amount of money besides Rob, obviously.
But she still has more than Travis. She's estimated at 65 million.
Okay.
All right,
So
so
you
that's
put that
110
together,
million.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. All
Because
right.
Kendall models, so she makes money doing that, and she gets overpaid because of her last name. And then Kylie has her brand, her makeup brand.
So
and then,
are their houses okay? Are they all burnt down?
No, their houses are fine, but Khloe Kardashian, the giant one, lashed out at the mayor because the fire chief is saying that they were so underfunded. They were begging for funding, and they couldn't get the funding. Can I tell you that the most interesting thing that I saw this week? To quote Whitney Cummings, "I love a gay." But they have the three people that are in charge are lesbians. There's a lesbian mayor, a lesbian fire chief, and a lesbian something else to the fire department. And there's a bunch of videos going around saying, now is the time to look and say, was it so important that we put a lesbian in that position,
Right.
or did we not pick the best person for the job? Because the mayor did not fund the police department. The police department the fire department. The fire department is not being run correctly. The reservoirs were not full, and who is the one to blame? And all these people are falling apart. They just weren't good at their job, but it was so important to get a lesbian in there that we've picked the wrong person for the job.
They say one of the biggest things is the Subarus can't carry enough water.
Can't
Yeah,
get
or
it
the
in.
ladders
Yeah.
or anything.
Yeah.
Well, and Kim is really hitting hard on the inmates that are volunteering for the fire because they get paid $1 a day.
Yeah.
And they get knocked one day. Every day they work, they get knocked 2 days off their sentence or 1 day off their sentence, something like that. It's like work a day, get a
I
day.
think that's more than enough.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But for $1 a day, you're risking your lives.
Well,
and
then
you're
don't stay in jail and shut
Yeah,
up.
you can go
Yeah.
back to jail and just sit there.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be punished in there, right?
Yeah. I mean, I get it, Carmen. Is that it's a horrible wage, but it's either incarceration or they work their way out. So I like the idea that they're working their way out.
Yeah, but I mean, but still, like you should get, maybe like $5 a day. I don't know.
No.
Like you can't buy anything with $1.
You're getting an opportunity to leave.
Yeah.
Like if I'm out there fighting fires, I'm definitely escaping,
Yeah.
or at least trying to escape. You know what I mean?
And the other thing is, most of those people, they just want to be outside. They
Yeah.
just want to, they're happy just to be
I
experiencing
don't know if they want
outside.
to be there outside there.
Prison is so bad that they're like, I'd rather go out in the fire. I'd rather
Risk death.
just to be able to get outside a little bit.
Well, some of it is a reform program, so they have been released, and this is a program that helps felons basically get their records expunged and be able to get a 6-figure job eventually in the fire department.
Yeah.
Right.
So some of it is that, but they're still getting paid $1.
Yeah. It's a ceremonial dollar.
There's
We'll give you the
gonna be
dollar.
a catch. If you want the deal, this is the deal.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
The deal is the deal.
Let's take a break and get the show going this morning. We got stuff to give away. Carmen will tell us what that stuff is. I know we have a pair of Metallica tickets to give away, too.
Nice.
We're not doing that with Sporcle, but we'll do that sometime during the show today. We will talk about the disappointing loss. We'll talk about camping. We got a bunch of stuff to get to. Sporcle is next on 102.5 The Bone. I saw Amanda Pappas at the Bucks game yesterday.
Oh, yeah? Was she happy to see you?
On the big screen. I didn't,
Oh.
it wasn't near her. Well, I mean, I just recognized her. I saw everybody. Orlando was there yesterday. A lot of folks from our staff was there. Were there? People were there.
Yeah, a lot of people show up for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those bandwagon fans.
Seems like it.
Wherever they are. Carmen, what do we have to give away today?
Okay, we have a lot of stuff. So
All
we
right,
have
go
tickets.
slow so I could soak it all in.
Okay. We have
Well, don't be
Monster
seductive about it.
Jam. Well,
What is
I don't
Monster
see what
Jam?
real slow. Monster Jam,
Okay.
Supercross,
Okay.
Alice Cooper,
Right.
Leonard Skinner.
Okay. I'll ding when something piques my interest.
Okay, Reggae Rise Up,
Uh,
Toto and Christopher Cross.
yeah,
Ding.
that I'd like to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Can
that's
I-
so many hits, Carmen. Even
I-
songs you would know.
On Friday, I was like, I got in my car, I packed my stuff, I was all excited to go camping. I drove over to my brother's house, we loaded up the cars, and then I got in and I was driving by myself. And we're driving up the highway, and I'm listening to the Billy Joel channel. They put that back on Sirius,
Yeah.
and it's just Billy Joel songs and him talking about writing all the songs. So he'll go like scenes from an Italian restaurant. He'll go, well, that first was going to be called The Ballad of Brendan Eddy. And then he got on the piano. He's like, Brendan Eddy, and he like shows you how he wrote it. And then he goes, but the producer had an idea for this. And he talked, and I was like, this is so interesting. And I'm going to see him this weekend in Hollywood. So I'm driving down there, and about an hour into the ride, an hour of solid Billy Joel music. I pick up the phone. I'm going to call my wife, and I'm going to tell her, I'm so excited that you got me these Billy Joel tickets for my birthday, and that you and I are going to get to go away this weekend together with no kids and go see Billy Joel for my like 25th time, and it'll be awesome. I pick up my phone, I open it up, and it's on Instagram, and it's on Billy Joel. How weird is that?
Oh.
Open the phone, Instagram, it's on Billy Joel.
Because you're
Not
listening
that
to
weird.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
it's
listening
not
to
that
it.
weird.
That's how they get you.
And it's a press release from Billy Joel saying that the concert on Friday has been rescheduled.
Oh,
I mean, I literally was in my car, Brenda and Annie with the popular. Like, I'm Billy Joel on Friday. I couldn't have been more excited to go to the show. And right as the peak of my excitement, I look at my phone and it says, wah, wah.
What is the reasoning?
He's having a medical procedure.
Oh.
So, it's not till rescheduled to November. He may not even be around in November.
Yeah.
You don't know what kind of procedure it could involve his butthole.
November.
Yeah, I know, but it is what it is.
I got to tell you, I love having the guys from Deep Inside the Music in here, and I love to hear songwriters talk about how they came up with stuff. Two things. One, there is a video that I saw on YouTube. I'll find it and I'll send it to you. You may have already seen it, whatever. But it is Pearl Jam in rehearsals for Saturday Night Live. They sound so good.
Yeah.
It's really good. It was a song, I think, off of Verses that they were doing. But also I saw a thing, and you're a big proponent for Oates. You're like, people put Oates down.
Oates is not getting enough credit.
But Oates is a great songwriter and had a lot to do with different stuff. And he said that he remembers that he was in his little apartment and they had just sent over like a new Casio keyboard thing or some sort of thing. He goes, so I was messing around with it. And he goes, and I hit it and it would go dun 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 and do that, whatever. And he goes, so I came up with the chord progression, then dun 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 dun. And he goes, I was like, well, that's a song, and so started writing it and then brought it into Daryl Hall and they finished it up and huge hit.
I love
just
that process.
messing around with. That's like Gorillaz. You ever seen the Gorillaz? That's literally a setting on a Casio keyboard.
Yeah, it's a demo.
Yeah.
It's the demo
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
They just wrote a song. They're like, yeah, this works. We'll just write a song with this.
Yeah, I love that whole process of hearing it. And Billy Joel, if you've seen him before, you'll see the same jokes for the last 30 years
Sure.
he does. And he'll tell you about Only the Good Die Young was supposed to be a reggae song, and Only the Good Die Young.
Right.
Those all the same. But to hear him talk about these things and the stories behind it and how everybody thinks it's their Italian restaurant that he used to go to that he wrote about, which one it actually is.
A million different people sent me video of Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin evenings open for Billy Joel, and then Jason Bonham came out, and I think they did rock and roll or something, whatever, and stuff. Yeah, but said it was really cool.
What are you doing this Friday?
This Friday, I'm going to see Crowbot and Nonpoint over in Janus. Yeah, in a suite. In a suite.
Nice.
Oh, John Stenning style.
I was
Patrick
invited
Smith
to a
style.
suite.
Oh.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, it's not a buck suite, but it's
Sweet's a sweet.
suite's a suite.
Yeah, we had a couple of places that asked us to play this Friday, but I was out of town, so tried to salvage that, but everybody's already got
Made
plans.
plans, yeah.
All right, well, let's give some stuff away right now. A little bit of Sporcle. Here we go. Carmen is the keeper of Sporcle. Pap is your judge and scorekeeper. Man, this is 7:02 already. We're already late. How did we get late already? What are we playing today, Carmen?
All right, well, don't worry. It'll go quick.
No.
Today we're going to play 5-letter TV shows A through Z. So you're going to give me the missing word, 5 letters, A through Z.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
Yep.
Are you going to say the letter before you say it or no?
I will.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, first one. A, Downton.
Abby. Ooh, that's got to hurt.
Calvin. B, Cowboy.
Well,
B, Cowboy blank.
Blues.
Bob. No, it's 5 letters.
Bebop. Cowboy Bebop.
All right. Joe, you're shaking your head like that's your favorite show?
No, I know it though.
Oh, okay.
no, you don't.
Yes, I do.
I don't believe you.
All right.
C, House of
Cards.
Geo. D, Moms.
Dance.
Should have said it. Galvin. E, The DeGeneres Show.
Ellen.
Mike. F, La Nikita.
Femme.
Mike. G, The Golden
Girls.
Geo. H, Full
House.
Geo. I, N, Aboard.
What?
I, N, blank aboard.
Indigo.
You're saying I blank am aboard?
No, N, A-N, blank,
Oh,
aboard.
Idiot. Abroad.
Abroad. Idiot.
Broad.
Appropriate.
Right? Yes, you're correct.
Bored.
Yeah.
Point Mike.
Point, Michael.
Point Mike. Jay, Kimmel Live.
Jimmy.
Mike.
I can't understand what you're saying. Kim alive.
Kimmel Live.
Okay.
I heard the same thing.
Yeah.
Mike got it.
Yeah.
K, the legend of Korra. L, Pretty Little
Liars.
Liars.
Liars. Mike.
Sang it.
No. You said liar. It's
I
liars.
said liars.
He did
Five
say
letters.
liars. Mike. And Pap, we're halfway there.
Boo.
Galva's on the board with 2 points. Gio with 3, and Michael is your leader right now by 2. He's winning with 5.
All right. TV shows missing 5-letter words, A through Z. Your next one, M, Boy World.
Meat.
Pap.
Galvin,
I said meat.
then Gio.
It's meats, yeah.
That is integrity.
That's right.
N, Friday, Lights.
Nights. Nights.
Mike. O, Law and
Order.
Mike. P, Twin.
Peaks.
Geo. Q, Doctor.
Quinn.
Geo. R, 8 Simple
Rules.
Galvin, excuse me. S, It's Always
Sunny.
Geo. T, Without a
Trace.
Mike. And Pap. We're on the last 3.
Galvin on the board with 3. Gio with 7, and Michael is your leader by 1. He's winning with 8.
Tight.
5-letter words missing from these TV shows. Last 3. Here we go. U, 6 feet.
Under.
Geo. V, Loss.
Vegas.
Galvin.
Oh, come on.
Pap.
Galvin.
Okay.
And your last one.
Are you guys tied or where is
Yes. Yes, Michael and Gio both have
it? So
8.
I'm out. All right.
All right. What letter is this?
This is W.
Okay.
W. Murder She
Wrote.
Geo.
Ooh. Ooh.
Your final score, Galvin with 4 points, Michael with 8, and Gio is your triumphant champion today. He won with 9.
Close.
Eat a W.
Tight game.
Yeah.
Pick a line there, Gio.
Line 6.
Line 6. Good morning. Who is this?
Hey, it's Manny.
Hi, Manny. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
You're the big winner. I'm going to put you on hold. Carmen will grab you during the break, and we'll hook you up with the prize. Okay, buddy?
Much appreciated, man.
Thank
Thanks.
you,
Have a great
Manny.
week.
All right, pal. You too. There you go. There's Manny on line 6, Carmen. Galvin, what do we have coming up in news?
Coming up in news today, stop horsing around, leave the gun, take the McDonald's, and undercover Arby's.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, Galvin, as your news. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, and we'll do that next. Before we go to break, I want to tell you about my man, Jeff Borum. Jeff Borum is a real estate agent in the area, and he has assembled a team with him. TeamBorum.com is how you'll find them. BORHAM, TeamBorum.com. And if you are looking to sell your home and you want to get the most money for your home and you want to know if now is the time to put it on the market, or maybe if you even think about renting it, what are your options? In fact, they may even make you a cash offer for it. You get all of that from Jeff and his team, powered by eXp Realty, by simply going to TeamBorum.com. And if you want to get a real-time figure of what your home is worth, there is a box at the top right of the website, TeamBorum.com. You put your address in, and it'll give you the high end, the low end, and an average price of what the homes are selling for in your area and what Jeff can get for you. And they can even make you a cash offer. If you need to sell your home and you're looking to do it quick, they can handle that as well. And of course, if you're looking for the home of your dreams, they could find you a home in the Tampa Bay area that you've been dying to live in and you don't even know it yet. In fact, they got plenty listed right there on their site, from about 200,000 to $2 million. You can take a look at TeamBorum.com and find the home that's right for you. For all your real estate needs, use a guy who's right here in the Tampa Bay area and takes care of all of our listeners. That is Jeff Borum and his team at TeamBorum.com. We'll take a quick break. News is next on 102.5 The Bone. Good at that.
Speaking of Bobby.
Yes.
Did you see the video I made for Bobby?
I did. Were you shaving?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was that sexy enough? Did I make shaving sexy?
I
Does
mean,
that work
that's
for everybody?
For Bobby, maybe.
Does the pink bow help?
Mhm.
No, it doesn't. Okay.
I like it better with a straight razor. I'm telling you, I'm going to take you to Hyde Park. And we're gonna go to that bar over there and get the hot towel and the whole deal.
Yes, I want to do that so bad.
Carmen, we maybe do it later in the week.
Okay, deal.
Okay.
Listen, that is a great Christmas present. Get me a package of straight razors, straight shaves. That is, I'm in.
The hot towel feels amazing.
Yeah.
Then they slap some of the aftershave on you right afterwards.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it burns a little bit, but it feels
menthol.
good. Yeah.
Okay.
Love
I'm
it.
in.
Yeah, and you hit that air. The
Yeah.
air hits and
Oh.
goes.
Let's all go.
Whenever we went out to Vegas and you last minute couldn't go,
Yes.
I think Spanish and your brother maybe both got a straight
Oh,
shave.
really?
Yeah, and Spanish goes, it kind of hurt. Like it was too, like scraping it and doing it and stuff. Yeah.
By the way, anybody heard from Spanish?
No.
Nope.
Like he hasn't called anybody.
No.
No.
Now I know you might be thinking at home that's weird, but that's not how we like. I invited Spanish to come on for Under Oath. He was not. He didn't decline. He said he was not able to because of his whatever he's doing for work now. When he couldn't get the time off, and he and I were very cordial. So it wasn't like I don't know. I'm not saying I want to or I should, but I just thought it would be. I thought it was interesting. And none of us have heard from him.
Yeah. I had people asking me whenever for the Christmas party, what if Spanish shows up? I go, what if Spanish shows up?
Yeah.
I'm not.
We
Hey, we're here.
we don't
Fight
hate
'em.
Spanish.
Yeah.
We don't hate Spanish. We don't.
Now-
It didn't work out here for some reason towards the end. Something went wrong, but that's not our business.
Now, Gio, you only spoke with him when you reached out, correct?
Yes.
And Joe, you only really heard from him when he had actually come get his stuff, or you reached out.
No, I heard from him on my birthday. He did.
Oh,
wish me
okay.
happy
Oh, there you
birthday.
go.
Oh, okay,
Mhm.
nice.
But that's the last time.
He's got a little bit
So
of a
you-
heart.
So you have heard from him.
Oh,
Oh.
Galvin.
Yeah.
I just saw your Cheap Trick shirt.
Yeah.
Did you see you sang the national anthem?
I did,
I didn't know
yeah.
if they put that on TV or not.
They did,
Robin
yeah.
Zander.
They started out with Robin Zander on there, and I thought he did a good job. I was worried because at the first notes,
Yeah.
and
Came
he
out,
started pretty
yeah.
low, and it was like, but then it was good, and it's not like he's not a national anthem singer.
No, he's
Yeah.
a good singer.
but he's a great singer,
Yeah.
and it worked, and he sounded good. And
It was a little shaky there for a
Yeah.
second, and I went, "Oh no!"
yeah.
And I have to imagine there's 90 different things happening. Somebody's
Yeah.
cueing him. The in-ear monitors aren't properly the volume. This and that, whatever. So it was literally like the first second.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, there you go.
It's funny because he looked nervous too. I
Yeah,
don't
he
know.
did look nervous.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, if they were like, "Hey, Robin Zander was supposed to sing the national anthem and he's stuck in traffic, we don't know what to do," I would have been like, "I got you.
Yeah.
I'm just ready to go at all times." I think I know the words, and I'm definitely not a good singer, but I would have given it my all.
One, they would have the words. I would imagine they have probably the words there. But also, we kind of were like, what was he talking about? You did it on the show, and it was
Right?
pretty good.
Yeah.
It was
Just
pretty
ready
good.
to go at all times.
Yeah.
They always say that I think hearing the echo and yourself
Right.
yeah.
Throwing
is
you
always
off.
the toughest thing because the echo in a stadium is so much after
Yeah.
when you talk.
We
That's why you got to have the in-ear monitors so you don't
Probably.
hear that back.
some buddies of mine in New York are in a band, and they were asked to sing the national anthem at a minor league game in Trenton, New Jersey. And the way they did it, I was like, "How are they gonna?" Because they're good singers. One of them sings like a white guy, sounds like but he sings like a Motown singer.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "How are they gonna do this?" With the whole group doing it, and they did it in the harmonies. And the one guy started out, he was like, "Oh, say," and then they all came in with a "Can you see?" And I went, "Oh, fantastic!" Like
Yeah.
angels came down and were singing. So
That's impressive. Harmonies are hard to do, and it sounds weird whenever everybody's not doing their part because one guy's singing and it sounds like that note's completely off,
Right.
but whenever the other guy's singing with it, it's perfect. And yeah,
yep.
it's very weird.
Joe, did you end up doing anything this weekend? Being that Gio left you hanging and you didn't go camping?
No, I hung around the house on Saturday and just did some cleaning, waiting to hear from Gio.
I mean,
Did
you
not
could have reached
happen.
out to me too.
Well,
and say, hey,
I know,
what's going?
but
What's
you
the
know,
plan?
I reached out to you and it gets you so confused.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but and then I watched the game till halftime with Ian after the tailgate.
Where at the
At the
tailgate?
Dignitary. Yeah.
Oh, at the Dignitary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
It was
that
cool to see everybody yesterday.
Yeah, I had a great time.
Tailgate was fun.
There were a lot of people that went to the tailgate and had no intention of going to the games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a good time.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'd drive from Sarasota to do it, but it's if you're in the area and you're
Yeah.
camping, you want to be part of the
And
playoff feeling, you know.
Playoff tickets are not cheap,
No,
even for
no.
nosebleeds. So
So I was in section 109, okay, which is about maybe the 40-yard line on the north side, and I was on the Dale Mabry side. How much were those tickets for 2 tickets?
2 tickets, playoff, lower level.
Lower level sub
109, so it's right there.
StubHub.
For, you're looking at probably, I would say, 650, 700 at least.
What is the total price done?
Oh,
out
total
the
price
door?
done, just around $2,000.
Oh no,
No?
it wasn't that bad.
I'm gonna
No.
say $800.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was like
with fees and everything.
Total 800?
Yeah.
Really?
That
I
doesn't
mean,
seem bad.
no, for a playoff game
Right.
and those kind of seats.
Yeah,
Now this is the best. The seats are, it's tight because I'm a big guy, but it's still tight as it is. And I had Joey on one side of me, my son, and then on the other side of me, I had the greatest person that you could ever want to sit next to at a football game. This lovely lady stood the entire time.
Ah, nice.
She was, and I said, "Do you have enough room? Are you good?" She goes, "Oh, I'm good. Are you okay if I stand?" I go, "Oh yeah." In fact, I feel like the luckiest guy in this whole stadium if you're going to
up.
stand the whole time because I got to sit, spread my knees out a little bit.
I'd love to stand if I can.
Oh, you to stand?
Yeah, I love
well,
it.
you know why we were standing? Because we were in the last row before the wall.
Right.
So you could stand there, and then the handicap section was behind us. So
Yeah.
we were in perfect. You could stand, you could sit, you could do whatever you want.
A lot of times, like college football games, they stand the whole time. I love it.
Really?
I love that.
I
Yeah.
can't do that.
Usually, I'm like really into the game. I just got to stay. Even in my house, I stand. When I watch it at home, I stand almost the entire game. I stand in the living room to watch the game.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I fit in the chairs okay, but I'm, stop with the up and downs, man. Every time I go up and down, I got to slam my hips into those metal bars.
Yeah, it's not. It's really not comfortable unless
It's
you're
not.
in the club section.
Even that's padded seats, but
Well, the gray seats are a little bit larger.
yeah.
Yeah.
The game that I went to, we were in the club section and we were in the first row right there, so it was pretty nice.
Yeah.
That was pretty nice.
Yeah, all
But
right.
that's $1,200 ticket.
That's okay. If you're gonna spend $900, spend $1,200.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of the thing.
I keep waiting for my wife to notice that we spent $900 on tickets. Like she
Now
hasn't
is that
said
little
anything.
last minute purchase?
Yeah.
Like
I
that was
bought-
at you're at the tailgate and you're like, we're going in.
So Tony called me last week after the show that we were bitching that we can't get in any of the suites, and he was like, "Were you bitching about that, or are you just making jokes about it on the radio?" I go, "No." I go, "We were kind of bitching about it," and he goes, "Well, if you want field passes, I can probably get you on the field passes." And I go, "Yeah, I do. I was being serious," and I was like, "But there's no way you're going to be able to." And he's like, "Okay, cool. Let me just." And sure enough, he called me 5 minutes later. He's like, "All right, you're all set." I went, "What?"
Yeah, we've asked for those a bunch of times. I thought.
That's what I said, but it's much better to have your agent do it.
I was
guess.
going to say,
Yeah.
is that what agent's for?
Yeah. It's been the best work he's done in a long time.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it was good. So anyway, time to check in with Galvin. He's got the news.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
that's fine. That's fine. It's okay. We're good.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
Shout out to the Starbucks in Newberry, Florida. Went there several times over the weekend. When you're, yes,
How many times would you say?
3.
Oh, okay.
I went there.
That's not
Yeah.
too bad.
No, I went there.
You
on-
went 3. How many did you get, though? From
How
your
many?
brother and your dad
No,
going?
I'm the only one going. I'm the only one that went. One night on Saturday night, I'd gone on Saturday morning, and then like before breakfast, and then Saturday night they're sitting around or watching the college game, and I'm bored because I don't like college football, and I was like, I could really go for a coffee, and then I went, is it possible that the Newberry Starbucks is still open? And sure enough, they were. So me and my nephew Billy hopped in the car and drove over and hit the Starbucks up again. And then Sunday morning, I got up and packed the car before everybody woke up. Well, I'm sorry. My father and his friend packed the car, and then I packed my stuff when I got up.
Yeah, because you guys, you rented those trailers?
Yep.
Not having to like pick everything up and clean everything up and pack everything up is huge. You can just
Yeah.
leave because that always takes like an hour in itself to like you got to pull everything in and it's a lot.
Did you do the Mad Men and just shake off the
Shit,
blanket
throw
and
everything in the
all the
woods.
trash there?
Yeah.
We did leave a lot of the like perishable stuff there. Like my dad bought a whole bunch of sausage, and then he brought a whole bunch of Italian bread.
Yeah.
And we had like 5 loaves of Italian bread, and my father goes, "I'll leave them for the bears," and threw it in the woods. So yeah, I mean,
So next time you go, there'll be a bunch of bears.
Be a bunch of
waiting for you.
bears.
Yeah.
I did not go camping, but I did have a little wildlife interaction over the weekend. So sad.
What happened?
I found 2 little baby dead squirrels.
Oh, that's not a big deal.
Oh,
Squirrels are rodents.
And they're kind of like pigeons.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so sad, and I almost stepped on it. And I was like,
Whoa.
"Ugh."
No, I
That's
hit
probably how it happened.
So you know what I did? No. They were like pink, little
Oh.
baby. What did I do?
You kissed them.
You buried him.
I did both. I
You-
kissed them and then I buried
You
them.
buried them?
Okay.
Of course, I buried
What
them.
do
I
you just
felt
kick
so
dirt
bad.
on top of them?
No, I went and dug a hole and I put them in there.
Shut your
with your
mouth.
hands?
No.
Did you have a shovel?
No. There was some bark off a tree, so
Right.
I dug a hole with a stick because there was a tree right there and there was some loose dirt. So I dug a hole with a stick and then used some bark to pick it up. No lie. Put one in and then put the other one in, and I go, there, go by your brother.
Oh,
And then
Oh.
cover
who
it.
are you?
Little
Covered.
squirrel
Who
grave?
are you?
I'm a good person.
Who are
Yeah.
you're but I mean, I'm not saying you're not a good person. It just doesn't always appear like you're a good person.
Well,
And when you do good
It depends
deeds,
on the person.
it shocks me.
Yeah.
I hit squirrels in my car all the time.
Oh, you're
on
terrible.
purpose?
No, on purpose. They run onto the road.
They're too slow.
Yeah,
They're too slow.
and the pancake. I'm not scraping up the pancake, and
All right. Well, that squirrel gambled
Yeah.
and lost. Whatever. These were just 2 little baby squirrels. It
I
just
think
didn't
that his
get taken care
squirrel
of.
had a lot on his mind and
Yeah.
just decided to end his
Or
life.
maybe.
Oh
maybe.
my
You could at least
God.
feel bad, Gio.
Do you have a little squirrel, a little moment of silence, or say a little
Did,
prayer?
Yeah. Did a little dance. Said a little prayer. Did a little dance.
Get down tonight.
Yeah. I felt bad though, and then because I went and I saw it, and I was like, oh, and then I stopped, and I was like, I gotta bury these guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I would have
Yeah.
been like, this is me. I would have went, oh, ew.
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
It was sad.
Hmm.
It was sad.
I talked to several of our friends over the weekend that are in Los Angeles. I had mentioned Bert earlier. He evacuated, but to be safe, he should be pretty good. My niece is out there. She's okay. I talked to April Macy. She is devastated. Not her home, but the area around her burned down, and it's just tearing her up. She was miserable. She
Sure,
was-
yeah. All your friends and
I would say-
neighbors.
Yeah,
and all kind of
rightfully
stuff,
so.
Yeah.
But she was just miserable. I saw Jamie Kennedy was posting. I assume he's okay. Like I'm trying to think of all the people that we talked to. But do you know all the comedians that were like, please don't burn down the Comedy Store. Please don't burn down the Comedy Store.
Yeah,
Like how
man.
that's more people would be more homeless from that.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Think of all the ones that got out of Los Angeles. Like Steve Byrne, he moved away. Joe Rogan, all these guys moved out, moved to Texas and
Tom
Nashville.
Segura,
And yeah.
I know. It was all part of the conspiracy stuff that
No,
I watched this weekend.
Yeah.
Steve Byrne is the head of it. No, I'm kidding. All right, Calvin, what do we have in news?
Today's top story: the weekend wrapped up last night with the wildest wild card playoff game ending. The Commanders and the Bucks were tied at 20 apiece with 3 seconds left in the game. The Commanders attempted a field goal to win it. Here's how it went down. Take a listen.
The last time Washington won a wild card game, won a playoff game, was 2005 here. Chance to do it with Gonzalez. From 37 to send Washington to the final 8. The Washington Commanders off the upright, and it is in! They doink their way to the divisional round! Unbelievable!
I have seen it all now. I even get a divisional doink. I feel like every time I see a game-winning field goal, it's hitting an upright. Oh my gosh.
A divisional doink.
I was ready to leave. I looked at my son. There was 55 seconds left, and I go, "We lost this game." And he goes, "Not necessarily." He goes, "We have time. Are they going to run the clock down?" I said, "And then they're just going to kick a field goal when we're done." And he goes, "So do you want to leave?" And I go, "No."
Oh, you
Might as
gotta
well
stay. Yeah.
and
Things
then-
can happen.
Right. And then he goes, "Can you imagine if they missed a field goal?" I go, "Well, they're not going to miss the field goal." And then I thought, I don't know. Teams have missed field goals. The
Guys miss
pressure.
all the time,
is
yeah.
Oh,
on.
that's all kind of pressure. Sure.
And when that hit the upright, I was like, yeah.
And too easy. Too easy.
Yeah.
Like that's, they got it over to the right hash. They had it right close by there and stuff. You thought,
But all I heard was, And then you left before the overtime? No.
Yeah. I don't know why I was telling my wife this last night. I don't know why at 44 years old I still let these games affect me the way they do.
It's your team,
Like
man.
I'm bummed out as hell today.
Yeah, you're
I was
invested.
I don't know why.
It sucks because the season's over now.
Yeah,
You
it's
know
just
what I
the
mean?
abrupt ending.
It's the abrupt ending to, you love watching Baker Mayfield play, and you love, what Mike Evans did this season, and you want more of it, and now it's over. And now you're watching teams that you don't really care about. And
it takes so long to get back to this point.
I know, exactly.
And so much can happen in that time.
It's funny that you say teams you don't care about because I have something coming up about that. But Mike Tirico at the end made a good point. Those uprights, the posts are only about as big as a $1 bill. You know what I mean? Like they're only that.
Yeah.
So the fact that it keeps on hitting and going in or going out and stuff, it's wild. Or when it hits the crossbar. It's a crossbar and goes in or goes out.
You never see the doink in though. The doink is
always
always
doink isn't out.
Right.
Doink's not in. Doink's out.
Doink's out.
They should have won there. What sucks is I don't think the Commanders are a better team. The Bucks let that get away.
I have to tell you though, a couple of things that the Commanders' offensive line was great. They couldn't get any pressure on Daniels. And they played well. I mean, they played really well last night.
Yeah,
I can't take away from them. It wasn't like the Bucs didn't play well. The Commanders just played a little better.
The biggest thing I thought was the Commanders had so much more time with the ball, but didn't really do much with it. You know what I mean?
I really think that was their plan because they watched this last game against the Saints. That's what the Saints did. The Bucs had the ball like 2 times in the first half, and then the Commanders literally did the exact same thing. They weren't worried about making big plays on the field. It was just keep the ball away from the top 5 offense in the league. Don't give them the ball.
Think about what the Bucs did. The Commanders had it for like 11 minutes.
Yeah.
The Bucs got it. They went first down, touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy. It was just like bang, 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 and then done. Here's the ball back to you for another 20 minutes.
The Bucs had the ball 3 times in the first half, which was almost the same thing that happened in the Saints game. It's like if you want to beat Tampa Bay, don't give their offense the ball because
exactly.
They're going to score on you.
I'll tell you, I think it was John Romano wrote today that the Bucs team really needed a hero. They needed somebody to be a hero in the game last night. That one play where Baker broke through on the day, I was like, okay, here it comes.
Yeah.
Now we're coming back.
And that's that spark, that they need, and you thought it was going to happen, but
that Evans gets it was like on 3rd down, and he reaches over and gets the thing. I'm like, oh man,
that was great.
Baker's got to stop turning the ball over.
Evans did that, and then the fumble was right after the next play. I think was fumble.
I mean, I love Baker Mayfield. I love watching him play. I think it's great. He's literally becoming one of my favorite players to watch. You got to stop turning the ball over, man.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he'd say as much.
Yeah.
Like they were saying like he is tied for the league lead in turnovers right now. And that's what, last year ended on a turnover. This year ended on a turnover.
That thing that you posted with the people walking into the thing with all the different Baker Mayfield jerseys on, that was so funny.
Yeah.
I won't say that this is the reason why we lost or anything, but boy, the officiating was really bad last night. Too,
yeah,
man.
there was
How many
some
bad calls and
there was some bad
calls.
calls. I mean, the Bucs got away with one that was pretty obvious too.
Yeah.
So I think it was garbage, both ways. But man, it's just the fact that the defense gets the 4th down stop twice, and literally all you have to do is run the clock. Even you eat some clock, they're not gonna have time. It just sucks to lose that way.
And then Casey almost getting him and got the towel, and it was like,
yeah,
that was crazy.
I mean, and I was the whole time I'm like yelling at my TV. I'm like, every game of the playoffs up to that point, home team blew out. It's home team blowouts, and I'm like, here we are. Tied at halftime in a dogfight. I'm like, how come we can't just have the blowout like every other goddamn team?
So Tampa. We played so Tampa yesterday.
The Bucs beat the Bucs. That's how I really felt.
Well, more football tonight. The Los Angeles Rams play the Minnesota Vikings tonight to determine the final playoff team. The game was supposed to have been in LA, but it was moved to Phoenix because of the California wildfires. So this is how it all shakes out. AFC divisional rounds. You got the Chiefs taking on the Texans.
So Chiefs. Texans will be Chiefs win, although the Texans played really well.
That'll be happening on January 18th. And then on the 19th, you have the Bills and the Ravens.
That's going to be a great game.
Yeah. That'll determine who the AFC Championship game. That'll be
the Ravens because the Bills choke.
January 26th. And then in the NFC divisional round, you have the Lions taking on the Commanders now because they beat the Bucs. That happens on January 18th.
That should easily be the Lions.
You have Philadelphia taking on either the Rams or the Vikings, depending on who wins tonight. That'll happen on January 19th at 3 p.m., and that'll determine the NFC Championship game. And then, of course, Super Bowl 59 will be happening on February 9th.
We'll be live at Radio Row for Super Bowl that week.
Yeah.
Great. Sounds fun. In my mind, I really thought the Bucs were going to go farther in the playoffs, and now I'm just...
Who is your team now that the Bucs are out? Like, if we have to follow a team through the Super Bowl,
I follow no other teams.
I thought you were a big Chiefs
no,
fan.
I can't
You're
do
not
that.
a big Chiefs fan?
No, I hate the Chiefs. I can't do that. I mean, I guess
yeah,
maybe
you gotta watch football for the rest of the season.
I'll watch, but maybe I don't know.
Michigan,
jump on the
Lions.
Commanders.
Well, and that's the thing is you kind of glom onto somebody like Carmen's from Michigan, so go Detroit.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
her.
from Michigan, and I don't.
That's what I'm saying.
I
Yeah.
hate the Lions.
Okay.
You're
Well, it's
a
funny.
jerk.
Year after year, the Super Bowl is the biggest event on TV, so you might be surprised to learn that most people don't even care who wins it. According to a poll, 37% of Americans are indifferent. 11% aren't sure. The most popular teams still in the running are the Chiefs and the Lions, but they only get about 8% apiece. As for those who they think will win, it's the Chiefs with 13%, and about 8% of people think the Lions will win.
I'll go anybody but the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'd like to see it be somebody different. I'm not mad at the Chiefs, but I would like to see somebody different. But of course, I'm going for the Ravens. I like to watch the Ravens.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Just because I got the shirt already.
I will tell you, my wallet says the Chiefs because I put money on them at the beginning of the thing. Green Bay's out. Green Bay would have made me a lot of money if it would have wound up being the Chiefs in Green Bay. Either way, whoever won. So that's out, but I have the Chiefs, so we'll see what happens with
I
that.
hate it because Philadelphia didn't look all that great yesterday either in their win. So I think the Bucs could have easily won that game as well. You know?
Did we already pick for the Rams and the Vikings? Did we pick that on Friday or no?
I believe so.
Yeah.
We picked all the games this week. Yeah.
What do you think, Rams or Vikings? Like Vikings obviously have a better record and stuff. It depends on which Rams show up.
Yeah,
if
and
Matthew Stafford goes nuts and starts throwing for 400 yards like he does sometimes, and you got Pua.
Not against the Vikings.
Yeah. Plus, but then that game against the Lions, Sam Darnold looked horrible.
Yeah,
He looked horrible.
But you got Nakua who catches everything that's thrown to him and stuff. It's I don't know. I think the Rams may pull this out.
Wow.
I'm so goddamn depressed right now.
rough.
I hate that it affects me the way that it does
I
as
know.
a grown ass man. Like nobody cares. I'm not on the team. Like you think it sucks for me. What if you're a player? That's your life. That's your livelihood. You know?
I shake that off, man. The minute it was over, I was like, well, that sucks.
Yeah. It just bugs me.
I do miss I will miss the tailgates. I will miss hanging out with seeing Sap and those guys. But I'm not.
It's not going to ruin your
It's not gonna
weekend.
ruin my weekend.
Your Ravens are still in it, so that's why you're not upset.
Right.
Oh, it's
Go
going to
Birds.
ruin my month. It's Super Bowl. I'm like, I don't even want to go now.
Yeah.
I was all excited
my
about going to New
gosh.
Orleans. Now I'm like, oh, no.
I'm very excited.
If it gets
about going to
canceled,
Orleans.
fine.
Firefighters in LA made progress over the weekend, but the death toll rose to at least 24 people last night, and thousands of structures have been destroyed. It's shaping up to be the costliest wildfire in U.S. history, and LA's rich and famous are now hiring $2,000 an hour private firefighters to save their $1 million homes and businesses as the wildfires rage on.
I don't know what that is, a private firefighter. I mean, I've heard of this before from the last time there were fires, but who do the private firefighters work for when it's not a raging fire?
They
I
don't.
don't know.
don't
Maybe
think,
they're
right?
just retired, or maybe they do some other job that
Or-
they can be firefighters. But also, you have your own fire truck. Like, are you
Right.
hooking up water? I don't know.
What do you
Or
have
they-
to do?
Or they work in private communities.
Yeah,
Like,
some of these big
'cause
rich neighborhoods.
Oh,
Exactly.
kind of like how you hire police for security at a nightclub.
Right.
Okay, so you're paying them
Yeah,
time.
but you're
and a half
hiring real police people. They're
Yeah,
just
so
off.
then
Right.
maybe they're hiring real firefighters who are like,
Like the-
hey, I can stay up.
You're just
like
not,
Calabasas, like where all the Kardashians live. I guarantee those people have their own firefighter, the firehouse.
Yeah, but that's a city. You're saying,
no, that's a That's a housing community.
Calabasas,
Like they're like where they all live. Specifically, the Kardashians.
right?
Yeah,
So you're
like-
saying that community has its own fire department,
right. And that
Okay.
would be considered a private fire department. Again, I don't know. I'm guessing. That's just my assumption.
I'm looking to see what online. A two-person private firefighting crew with a small vehicle can cost $3,000 a day, while a larger crew of 20 firefighters and 4 fire trucks can run $10,000 a day. So then they hire you to just keep the fire away from your house?
Yeah, but if you have a fire truck, what are you hooking it to? Does it have water in it?
I'm sure, but I'm sure they have to fill up somewhere.
Right, yeah.
Private firefighters have been contracted by a number of homeowners and insurance companies to protect their properties as wildfires rage in California.
Yeah, so I don't know, but
do we have private firefighters here in Tampa?
I don't know.
And what do? They just hang around and they're like, well, we see there's a fire, but nobody's hired us.
Just go out there with a sign. We'll work for fire.
Need us now?
Donald Trump will not have to govern from behind prison bars. On Friday, he was sentenced to an unconditional discharge for the 34 felony convictions in his hush money case. That means he receives no punishment, and he still can appeal his conviction if he wants to. Even though he's a convicted felon, Trump can still vote. He is registered right here in Florida, where a felon's right to vote is restored after they complete their sentence. Since Trump's sentence was nothing, he's in the clear. But
hilarious.
Trump is not supposed to own or possess a firearm ever again.
Ever.
He can't pardon himself since he was convicted in a state court in New York. He's not likely to receive a pardon from the current governor of New York, who is a Democrat.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So no guns for Trump.
Now, I'm sure you saw at the Carter funeral, the big thing was the conversation between Barack Obama and Donald Trump. Now, have you seen any of the lip reading stuff?
No,
I'll tell you what they had. So there's one lady that I follow who does celebrity lip reading, and she did it, and she doesn't seem to have hit it very good. Like, I obviously can't tell what they're doing from watching their lips, but I did see one that Trump put out that seemed pretty accurate because it said what they were saying, and it kind of fit up with their lips. He sat down next to him, and he was like, good to see you too. He said, congratulations. He said, thank you. He said, can you believe that I saw Hillary? She still hates me. That's what Obama was laughing at.
Yeah.
And then he said about Harris, he goes, well, she anybody could have beat her. She ran a terrible campaign or whatever. And Obama said, I went out and did what I could for her, but she couldn't get it done. Like he kind of agreed a little bit. And then they talked about, he said, Trump said, I'd like to get together and talk to you about some stuff if you have time. And he said, yeah, I think that's a good idea. We should do that. And he said, do you golf? And he said, yeah. And he said, because I'm flying out tomorrow, I'm going to do some golf. And so, Trump was trying to talk to Obama about some of the things that Obama might be able to help the country out with. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a former president, you want to pick his brain. You know what I mean? Regardless of whether you agree with his stuff or disagree.
Yeah.
Imagine being
it's all funny to me.
Imagine being as young as Obama is for a 2-term president, and he has to do nothing for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Just be cool. Just be cool, guy.
It's funny when they, in these campaigns, they'll talk about how these other presidents are a joke and a disaster, and they ruined the country for decades.
Yeah, but they get it. You know what I mean?
Just like ham-handed at these events.
It's professional wrestling, and it's just radio. In radio, where like the guy on this other station stinks, and he's right. And then all of a sudden he gets fired, and he works here. We're like, hey, we love that guy. He's great. That's one thing I think I've been pretty good at. Like the people that I dislike, I dislike them, and the ones that I like, I like. Right. I've always liked Orlando. I've always been cool with him no matter what. And we've never worked on the same station one time, I think, for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, but for me, like, that's what you want to see. You want to see all those presidents, even after campaigns, all talking to each other, being cordial. That's why like when Trump didn't show up to the inauguration and was like a big baby about the whole thing, that's why you don't do that. That's a bad look for him.
In Trump's case, can I just tell you this, okay? This is where, yes, a lot of things Trump does is a bad look for Trump, but also that's what makes Trump.
Right.
But the thing with Donald Trump is, let's just assume he's sane and that that I could read his mind, okay? Trump is in government. He sees how corrupt it is, and he is like, yeah, they totally stole the election from me. They totally threw out ballots. They totally, like, he believed it himself.
Oh, I get it.
And he was like, I'm not going to support this guy who just stole the election from me. So that's where I get that. And I think that fires up his supporters more.
Probably.
The things that Trump did that nobody else had done before are what makes Trump Trump.
Yeah.
And it's what makes the next 4 years scary and exciting at the same time.
Right, but like then to me, you don't get credit for like oh look, they're talking at the Carter feud. You don't get credit at that point.
I don't know,
because like when he won, then he's all buddy.
Yeah.
But when he lost,
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know how many people probably voted for Trump because he didn't show up for the
probably
inauguration?
yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I 100% get that. Like,
Drain in the swamp.
yeah, there's a lot of people that voted for Trump and were like, hell yeah, don't go to that stuff. So I get it. But for me, I just think no matter win or lose, that's part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you should be able to suck it up and take it and do what you got to do.
And they're gonna, of course, each side's gonna bitch and this and that. But when things like the inauguration, stuff like that, that's what you do. You show up, win or lose, and you move on.
I'm torn by the January 6th stuff. When I watched the January 6th stuff happening, my first feeling was, this is ridiculous. This is America. This is not what we do. This is an embarrassment to the country, and this is horrible. Then as time went on a little bit, I thought, what if Trump uncovered some stuff and there was some ballot tampering, or there was some sort of election fraud? And I thought, this is what this country has, the way the government is built, so that the people could say, oh, no, you will not take away our government. You will not put your own people in there. And I thought those are just people exercising their rights. So I'm torn in between. I think more I lean towards the embarrassing part of it, but I get it. You know what I mean? I didn't get it at first, but I get it now. I don't know. It's hard. It's
weird.
hard to go through.
You kind of understand the motivation, but then when there's not significant proof brought forward, then you're like, well, what the hell?
Yeah.
But then,
not only was it not significant proof, but
you never know. You never know what the.
Right. I mean, there was proof that it was not happening.
Yeah.
But you don't know what to believe.
Exactly. So it's like, I don't know.
When I watched that conspiracy stuff about the wildfires in California, I went, I hope I don't see this anymore. I just need to take that pill and close my eyes, because it had me going fired up.
This will get your mind off of that.
Okay.
A man right here in Florida was arrested last month after cops allege he made sexual contact with a horse and tried to put his penis in its nose.
In its nose?
TMZ has obtained the arrest affidavit for Donald Calloway, who is 53 years old, from Lake Wales,
Old
Florida.
nose effer?
Yeah. According to the document, police say they received a call about alleged sexual activity involving an animal. Cops say the unnamed witness told them that she saw a man masturbating next to the head of a 28-year-old horse named Raven. I didn't know horses got that old. This witness also alleged the man was tapping his member against the horse's nose and claims he attempted to insert it into the nostril of the horse.
Nostril. All right. Not the mouth.
Cops, the mouth has teeth.
Yeah, but they got that big-ass tongue,
Cops say they received a video from the witness which showed exactly what she described to them. Calloway touching himself while next to the horse before tapping the horse with his member. Police confronted Calloway, according to the document, and they say Calloway called the decision, quote, dumb, adding, I haven't had sex in probably 2 months, and maybe it was just a sexually frustrated moment. Calloway was arrested and booked on one count of sexual contact with animals. According to records, he is still in jail.
Not hot.
No, that's not a.
Okay.
I do have his mugshot.
Yeah.
You do?
Oh yeah.
He looks like a guy that you wouldn't think would do
stick
anything.
his wiener in a horse's nostril?
No, he looks exactly like him.
Really?
He kind of looks like Pap Pap.
He looks like a mix between Manson and Rob Zombie.
Oh.
Wow. How does he get up high enough to get the thing in the
step ladder?
Yeah.
Joe knows.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, a horse is, even the nose is up, it's up there.
Yeah.
You know?
What animal would you take a shot at?
Nope.
I don't think I would.
No.
Now you go first.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if it was what's a real feminine looking animal?
I mean,
You had to have had something in mind.
No, I think of, like, Mabel, my dog, is in love with me. She was protective of me around my wife, and she's always putting her head on my knee. Not attracted to her. She's not my type.
That's
Peacock?
good. That's good.
Too much peacock. Too much. I like the way
Very
this
feminine, though.
Well, people have tried the chickens.
Male
Yeah.
peacocks
Doing
are just
stuff.
gay.
Oh.
Male peacocks are gay. I don't know, man. It's hard because I'm not initially attracted to an animal, but if I had to think of one that I'd take a shot at, it definitely wouldn't be a fowl. It wouldn't be of the bird nature, like the chickens.
You've heard stories of people and sheep as well.
Sure.
Probably would be something along those lines, something
Nice
soft like
and
that.
soft. Yeah.
Something that's not going to run.
Guy,
You know why they say sheep's privates are the most similar to humans for ladies?
Oh,
And
How do you know that?
I read it.
a guy that I know that I used to work with who was from Oklahoma, he said the way they would do that was the guys would wear cowboy boots, put the sheep's legs in the cowboy boots, the back leg, and then do that, and the sheep would back up.
oh.
Oh no.
Yeah. How about that?
Oh yes,
Unpleasant.
Joe.
You know what?
That's not something you make up either. You know what I mean? Like that.
No,
he
yeah.
knew that either he was doing it or knew somebody that did it.
And I feel like there had to be a lot of trial and error to get to that point.
I would imagine.
To realize, this works great.
I would imagine. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
man.
man, yeah. And anybody who takes a shot at a horse is really. I don't mean old nostril effer over here. I'm talking about like guys who try to get under the horse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Or letting the horse do stuff to them.
yeah,
Oh.
that's crazy.
Yeah. That's crazy, and you can die from that.
I'm not I like a lot of weird stuff, but I have to draw the line there.
Animals are out. That's where you draw the
Animals are
line.
out, yeah. Well, a couple other things are out too,
All right,
but
all right.
definitely animals not my
Animals,
thing.
deal breaker.
You
Yeah.
draw the line, and the animal cannot go past that line. I do have a hot or not for you
Oh,
guys.
it's not that guy.
That was not that guy. No, a Florida woman, another Florida, of course. Florida woman is facing felony charges after detectives said she allegedly assaulted an elderly woman who refused to pay her a $500 Christmas bonus. Heather Nelson, who is 29 years old, is now facing more than a half a dozen charges, including robbery, aggravated battery, forgery, fraud, and grand theft. On Christmas Eve, Nelson physically assaulted an 83-year-old woman,
Aw.
leaving her with a swollen wrist after demands for a hefty Christmas bonus were denied. Nelson then snatched the woman's checkbook from her hand. Nelson was the elderly woman's house cleaner and was a trusted employee. She actually took the check by force and took some Christmas cards that the lady was going to be sending out that had money and debit cards and credit card stuff in them. Money in there. And then she also took debit cards and credit cards, left the residence,
Okay.
forged some of the signatures, and attempted to take quite a bit of money from the woman. Nelson made a checkout for $1,400. She also used the woman's credit card to pay her rent and bought a number of things. Nelson was arrested January 7th, almost 2 weeks after the assault happened.
So she was the cleaning lady for the old lady.
Yeah, so old 83-year-old lady, this woman, Heather Nelson, who is from Florida, she is 29 years old. She said, "It's Christmas time for my bonus, old lady." And she said no, and she said, "Give me that checkbook and give me these cards that you're going to send out." Took all the cards,
Yep.
took her debit card, took her credit
Wrote
card,
her
paid her
check.
rent,
Yep.
paid for a bunch of stuff, wrote herself a check out, everything, yeah. 29 years old, Heather Nelson, Mike Calta, hot or not?
100% hot. Only
Yeah?
an entitled hot bitch like that would think that she deserves to get that bonus and that it's okay for her to, totally hot. Totally hot.
Totally hot.
Not hot that she did that. I bet she's just hot. Like
Just physically.
nobody's ever said no to her before. And she's like, "What do you mean I don't get a bonus? Ew, I clean your house." And then she just is like, "I'm taking all this stuff."
Gio, what do you think?
Hot chicks, 29, are not cleaning houses. She's not hot.
Mm.
You're way wrong. Remember my old cleaning lady?
Yeah.
She was a 9.5.
Was she 29? How old was she?
She was young. She was probably like younger
Young,
than 29. Yeah.
Carmen, what do you think? We're split right now. Mike says hot. Gio says not hot.
I'm with Gio. Hot bitches are not cleaning houses.
No.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So it's 2 against 1. Mike says hot. Gio and Carmen both say not hot. You guys, we have it on YouTube there. And look at your phone. There she is. Heather Nelson, 29 years old.
Yeah.
Hot.
For this game, she's hot.
Damn right she is.
She's
Yeah.
hot.
Not as hot as I was thinking, but she's pretty
Shit looks
hot.
like cleaning lady hot.
Yeah.
Like I would
Yeah.
bang her before I bang the sheep.
Yeah.
Listen, if she was in your house cleaning and you're like, "Oh, what's going on with Heather today?" You know what
She's
I
got
mean?
pretty
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah, that's hot. She's got it. She wins. Mike wins. You
Thank
guys
you.
lose in your face. Woo. Got some bad news.
Oh, no.
Have you been to Dunkin' lately?
I'm not a fan.
I go to Dunkin' a lot.
Have you tried to get a donut?
I have.
Yeah, but they've been having a donut shortage for years.
No. Now you're thinking of Krispy Kreme where you said
No, Krispy Kreme's problem is, let me explain this so Krispy Kreme doesn't get mad. Krispy Kreme's problem is they're always like when the light's on, it's hot, and they're doing it. But they only do that at the one store, and then they would take them from that store and they deliver them to the other stores. And the reason why I know this is because there's a Krispy Kreme on 4th Street near the radio station, and on donut day where you go and get like a free donut or whatever, on the way home I stopped to get Krispy Kreme for my kids, and the guy's like, "We're out of donuts." I go, "What do you mean you're out of donuts? You're a donut store. Make some more." And he goes, "We don't make them here. They bring them over from the other side." I go, "So basically you're just a building. You don't do nothing in this building." He's like, "Yeah, no, we got no donuts." I go, "That's ridiculous. You shouldn't even have a building. You should have a kiosk." and I got mad at Krispy Kreme. Dunkin', now when I worked in Newport Richie.
Mike Calta, I know your story is
I'm sorry. It's very, very important, but I would rather give people money, Carmen.
Here we go, Bone Fam. The Bone Bonus. Sponsored by Anajar and Levine. Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This hour's Bone Bonus keyword is...
bank. This hour's keyword is bank. B-A-N-K. Head over to the 102.5 The Bone app now and enter bank before 30 minutes past the top of the hour, and that $1,000 Bone bonus could be yours.
There you are. Go get your money.
Good luck.
So when I worked in Newport Richie, there was a Dunkin' Donuts in the corner of where I worked. I mean, like 2 houses down. You know, it was a little call center, and then there was a house, then there was the Dunkin' Donuts. So on our breaks, we used to walk down to the Dunkin' Donut. I mean, Galvin, I'd go there with an order for the whole office. Mary would like a double chocolate. Susie would like a chocolate frosted. Oh, yeah. This one wants a rainbow sprinkles one. This one wants a blueberry one. They had everything. Every donut you can get. Now you drive up to a Dunkin' Donuts and you're like, "I'll take 2 vanilla frosted, 2 of the," and they're like, "We're out of that one. We ain't got that one. We don't have that one." And they never have any donuts.
They don't even call it. It's not even Dunkin' Donuts anymore.
It's just Dunkin'.
Just Dunkin'.
Yeah, they're dunking out the donuts
because they're doing a lot more breakfast sandwiches and this and coffees and stuff.
I mean, what got you to the dance?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's it. Well, Dunkin' locations in several states haven't had donuts since last week because they're dealing with a, quote, temporary supply shortage. They're aware of the problem, and the donuts should be replenished this week.
Wow.
I can confirm the Dunkin' in the Lutz and Land O'Lakes area both have blueberry donuts this weekend.
Who really wants blueberry?
I love blueberry.
I have a question for you. Did Burger Guy change to a donut guy? No, not needing any burgers, but you're doing donuts?
I may have had a donut over the weekend for breakfast. I have still not had any fast food, though.
Oh?
Yeah.
Well,
that's considered fast food.
No, not really.
Is there a drive-through?
Yeah.
I went inside. I didn't go through the drive-through.
It doesn't matter if you go inside and get it.
Yeah, it doesn't make McDonald's fine dining if you walk inside.
I don't feel like baked goods should count as fast food burgers.
They're not burgers, but it's fast food.
I don't think. I think. That's
What about Starbucks?
Starbucks?
Yeah.
Fast food.
I don't like all their
fast food.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I always say I don't eat fast food. The only thing I really eat is Starbucks. I'll get the egg bites or whatever, but I don't think that's fast food.
Oh, it's 100% fast food.
Yeah.
Are you waiting hours for it?
No.
Is it pretty quick? Would you say almost fast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy John's fast food?
Yeah.
Freaky fast.
Okay.
Yeah, literally in their description. Freaky fast.
But I think that you think the traditional fast food,
right.
Burger King, McDonald's,
Wendy's, yeah.
So you could say like I'm not eating fried food. You know what I mean? Because then you could go to Jimmy John's or Jersey Mike's or something like that. Because like they all have like subs in a tub and stuff like that. So you don't have the bread. So
What is a sub in a
tub?
Like
salad.
Salad.
The salad, right? But they like every fast food place has a quote unquote healthier option,
right?
And it's not going to be a Big Mac, but you can get a grilled chicken sandwich, and it's a lot better than getting the double quarter pounder. You know what I mean?
But then you find out that they soak it in orange juice and do all the different stuff. Yeah.
Right. But it's still better. So
still,
and it's
still better.
And it's better than not eating at all because you need to eat.
Oh, it's so good.
So speaking of fast food and different things that are going on, and I did not get this from Burger Guy. I have my ear to the street. And I hear things.
I'm not Burger Guy if I'm not eating burgers.
You can't get rid of it, guy.
Joe's drinking guy.
Yeah, I'm not eating burgers.
I could never pet another dog for the rest of my life. I'm still dog guy.
Yeah.
So just deal with it. There are rumors that Wendy's and the Girl Scouts are teaming up to release a Thin Mints Frosty.
Okay.
Yeah.
that'd be pretty amazing.
Right? Does it have broken up pieces in there?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
That'd be pretty amazing.
Yeah. Well, Wendy's, Girl Scouts, we're in.
I would like to be Frosty guy
Oh.
instead of Burger guy.
Nope.
It's part of the burger.
You can be
You don't get to
you can be
choose.
also Frosty guy.
Yeah.
You're Burger guy. Today is Public Radio Broadcasting Day.
Woo.
Why are we working?
What does that mean?
I
It's
don't know.
public radio.
No, yeah, we're not.
Republic.
No,
We're
we're commercial.
we're commercial, but we're air to the public. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what's
But it's not. We're not funded by the public.
Right.
Yeah.
Who's public radio? WMNF.
Yeah.
Like NPR.
Yeah. Cool. Lucky you guys.
If you have a tote bag from them, they're probably public radio.
Yeah.
How long do you think this radio is going to last?
What do you mean? The station as the bone, as all talk, like this, the way that it is?
Yeah, or just I was thinking more radio in general. I was
Oh.
talking to a buddy of mine last night, and he said, "What? How long you think you got left?" I go, "I'll do it as long as I could probably pull it off, but I don't think that there's many years left."
I'd say 4 or 5 years.
Oh, I'd say
Yeah.
more than that.
Oh.
I'd say it's a long tail. I mean, there's people that still don't have smartphones, still don't have personal computers. There's still people that all they get is radio and broadcast television. Like, think about
but that
cable.
audience is definitely dwindling.
Oh, absolutely. But I think it's going to be a long time before it's completely
So
snuffed
my
out.
buddy
See-
said, if radio goes away, what takes over?"
podcasts.
Well, podcasts are here now.
Yeah.
Exactly. But that is the way we're already leaning.
But
You know what I mean?
what is the difference between what we do and a podcast?
They can curse.
Well, here the main difference between what we do and a podcast is, well, for starters, we're on for 4 hours every day, for 4 hours for 5 days a week. Podcasts are doing 1 or 2 a week, and
Right.
they're doing
But-
it in the
Yeah.
afternoon.
Here's
And-
the thing: is if radio went away today, it would be replaced by radio called not radio.
Exactly,
It
and
would
it's
be-
going to be the same
they
thing.
Would, they would just call it a live podcast.
That's exactly
Yeah.
my point was going to be,
Yeah.
Galvin,
Yeah.
is that podcasts. Remember when I used to get on the air and I used to tell podcasters, don't say you have a radio show if you have a podcast. That's because it was 2 guys. They had a microphone they bought at Radio Shack, and they sat there and talked about movies. And they were like, "This is our radio show." I'm like, "It's not a radio show. It's a podcast. It's a big difference."
And you could also go, "Hey, cut that part out."
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right.
Yeah.
And you're not, and also you're recording it to no one, and then you're putting it up live, hoping people listen to it.
But
Yeah.
I will say that is one of the benefits, and obviously we do that here. We do it here as well, where we put our show up, and you can go stream it on our app and stuff. But with podcasts, you can listen to it at any time.
Right.
You
But
don't
do you
have
know
to
why?
wake up. You don't have to.
Do you know why we're one of the last people, one of the last shows to podcast? Because I was dead set against them putting replays on our station and making them available, because if people are listening to the online and listening to it in the afternoon, who's to say that we're getting ratings for it as far as
Yeah.
it being a morning show? So until they figured all that stuff out, I was like, there's no way I'm putting a replay of the show up. And everybody used to get mad at me, but that was the reason why.
I think
Right.
being on demand is what is the advantage to podcasting.
Right.
Right. So, but the
For
thing
the-
is
for the
that
audience.
we'll do this show for 4 hours. You can watch it live on YouTube, or you can wait until you are get home from work, or if you're listening
Yeah.
to Howard in the morning and you want to listen to us on the way home, or you listen to Drew in the morning on the replay of
Yeah.
his show, want to listen to us the next day.
Because content in general is the majority of it now is all on demand.
Yeah.
Like outside of sports, nobody's doing stuff live for the most part. It's all, you watch your TV shows when you want to, you watch your movies when you want to, everything's on demand.
But my thing also is with podcasts is most of these podcasts are comedians. They're just comedians sitting around talking to each other, and some of them, like even the best ones ever, the Kill Tonys and all that, like Kill Tony does something, so it's more interesting to me.
Yeah.
Like they actually have the comedians, they do the stand up, and then there's a panel and all
It's
that.
a show.
It's a show,
Yeah.
but it's not. Would you listen to that every morning on the way to work?
No.
It's entirely different.
By the way, speaking of podcast, how about the shout out from Theo Vaughn and Shane Gillis?
Yeah, I thought it started off where I thought it was going to be bad. Because Shane Gillis was talking about radio and how radio stinks. And he goes, you go on these morning shows at 6 o'clock in the morning, you wake up, you go over there, and you get there and they don't know anything about you, and they're like, "So you're on Saturday Night Live," and I was like, "Oh boy," because he was on our show and he had a good time, and I've done podcasts with him and stuff. And then Theo Vaughn was like, "Yeah," and then he goes, "Except Florida. Florida loves its radio," and it got quiet for a second. Shane Gillis goes, "Calta," and Theo goes, "Well, Theo, last time he was on the show, I was Cowhead," and he's like, "No." Yeah, Calta, and I was like, "Oh, thank God!"
Yeah,
thank God. I was waiting for them to go. One of them to say something bad, but they were both. It was good.
Yeah, it worked out good.
I feel like drive time radio still serves a big purpose because it's part of people's routine, driving to work, driving home.
Yeah, but
then outside of that, I think that's when it gets dicey.
I do meet people that say when they're in the car, like I'll meet somebody like maybe one of my kids' friends' parents, and they'll be like, "What do you do?" And I go, "I'm on the radio," and they go, "Oh, okay," and like they don't know who I am, and I'll go, "Just out of curiosity, what do you listen to in the morning?" And some of them will say podcasts, and I go, "What are you listening to? That podcast about people murdering people, or like Galvin listens to podcasts on the way here."
The thing there's so many different podcasts. You can literally pick whatever you're interested in. You can listen to that. It's all on demand.
Yeah,
whether you like comedians, whether you like true crime, whether you like news, whether you like cooking, whatever it is.
It's weird to me.
You can find the podcast that literally fits your needs.
Some of my best friends have the biggest podcasts in the world. And I never listened to any of them. Bobby called me on his podcast yesterday, and I hung up on him. YKWD has some of the best comedians hosted by Bobby Kelly, and I never listened to it. I never listened to Tuesdays with Stories. I never listened to Bert's podcast.
There's some good ones. I like to listen to a lot of sports podcasts.
I don't.
Like I love to get up on sports.
How about this? Did you see where Shane Gillis broke Frost Bank Center in San Antonio, broke the record for tickets sold at a comedy show?
I did. I beat Dave Chappelle.
Beat Dave Chappelle with 16,868 tickets sold for his performance.
Comedy's huge right now.
I saw that and I posted it and I said, and we got to see him at Side Splitters.
Yep.
That's it, man. That's why you want to go to Side Splitters. They have all these guys that 2 months from now you're going to be like, remember when we saw him at Side Splitters and now he's playing Madison Square Garden?
They really are ahead of the game at Side Splitters.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, it's so funny because BT will clearly see somebody that's definitely going to be. He'll be like, "Oh, we only got this guy like 2 more times, then we'll never get him again." You know, he'll know.
But also have good relationships with a lot of those guys because that's where they started out, and they would put them on whenever they weren't going to other places and stuff.
Yeah.
And so they'll come back and do shows.
Sebastian shout out Side Splitters when he was at Emily Arena.
Yeah.
When you go to Side Splitters, they have that whole montage of all it's literally the top who's who of comedians, and they're all talking about Side Splitters.
Yeah, on different TV shows.
I love that.
Yeah. The reason why is because memory of Bobby's special is called Killbox.
Yeah,
that's what a Killbox is, like a small room like that with a low ceiling, and they love that stuff. To me, I used to go into the Improv and Ebor, and I'm like, this is a perfect place for because it was tall and had a balcony, and the comedians were like, nope, we hate that.
There must not be a lot of clubs like that though.
No, not anymore. Yeah. Like McCurdy's is the same way, low ceilings, good like that. You know. The other thing I thought was pretty good, and you want to talk about loyalty, was Matt Rife. After Matt Rife blew up like that, he kept his dates at Off the Hook Comedy Club.
Yeah,
he came there and did a sold out weekend at the club, and when he was huge because he's just loyal like that, you know.
According to a new survey, the date when holiday decorations should be taken down is when?
The Friday after Christmas.
Friday after Christmas.
I can tell you that we just took down our Christmas tree yesterday.
Took it down. I can tell you mine is still up.
I can tell you mine is still up.
Wow. You guys are bad.
No, we're good. Taken down by January 16th. That's this Thursday. But 45% of people say there shouldn't be a deadline and might even be cool with holiday decorations up all year long.
Listen, I like it. It's very cheerful and it's just whimsical. I think if I could live in like a gated community that was like Christmas all year round, I would do that.
Carmen, they do a really good job outside my gate of decorating with white lights.
Yeah.
And I always wonder why they don't keep those up year round.
Yeah,
it just looks nice when you come home. It's just white lights.
Big bows on my gates and stuff. Yeah, it's nice. There was a guy, a neighborhood down the street on the side, whatever, their gates, he was taking the stuff down as I was walking my dog, and I was coming back, and he was carrying a bunch of garland, and he had it like over him, and he was holding it, and I go, Dude, I go, when I first saw you, I thought you were wearing a ghillie suit. I thought he was like walking with the ghillie suit on.
Ghillie suit.
I did feel pressured in my neighborhood to get the decorations outdoors down.
It is depressing after like 3 days after New Year's. If you come home and you see there's the tree starting to get brown.
Yeah.
Even if it's a fake tree, it just looks like it doesn't belong there anymore.
We had a lot
Wrap
of
it up.
lights inside my house, so I like the vibe with the lights and stuff. But yeah,
Get it down. Take
yesterday.
it down.
Now we're all packed up.
I want a winter goddamn wonderland in here the day after Thanksgiving, and I want it down by the second.
Burger guy, I
No.
told you about the
No.
Frosties and the Girl
No.
Scout cookies. I don't know whether you know about this or maybe had something to do with
I
this.
don't and no.
Arby's is running a promo to help people keep their New Year's resolution to eat healthy. If you order a, quote, salad with dressing, you get a double beef and cheddar sandwich. They're only doing it at 5 locations, though. So just so you know, if you go to Arby's and you order salad with dressing,
Good
you get
job.
double beef and cheddar.
Oh, the beef and cheddar's so good.
We got to get our death pool done because people are dying,
We can
folks.
pick today.
We should pick today. Sam Moore of the legendary soul duo Sam and Dave died on Friday. He was 89 years old.
Love Sam and Dave.
Yeah, a lot of hits.
Love Soul Man.
Yep.
Yeah,
It was a song. It was a song that I used to sing, Galvin.
yeah, I
Remember
know.
that?
Yeah, with Greg Billings.
Greg Billings
those
and I
guys.
did it.
I saw Ronnie D put up a post of them doing it at some big casino. They were
Oh,
out there
really?
doing it. Yeah,
This little Soul Man.
and they sound great. Ronnie singing and playing
Oh,
saxophone.
I thought this was the Blues Brothers.
This is the Blues
Really?
Brothers version. Yeah,
I mean,
that's a good,
how
that's
do you
a good
have
voice.
how do you have that voice and
Yeah.
not become a professional singer? Like, I mean, I know obviously you worked on it and stuff, but just that sound is so
Sure.
good, unbelievable. So yeah, he passed away. Was 89 years old. Sam
Yeah,
Moore.
I mean, I assumed he was dead. Anyway.
Not dying, but out of the band. How about this? Some news out of the country world. Keith Urban kicked out 2 longtime members of his band.
Why?
Multi-instrumentalist Nathan Barlow had been with the band for almost a decade, and then his bassist Jerry Flowers, who had been with Keith for 25 years,
Uh-oh.
Keith said no more.
Why?
He kicked him out. It doesn't say why.
Cocaine.
It doesn't say why, and it was announced. Was not announced who's going to be replacing them. And he has a show tonight in Toronto.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's getting some session guy
Wow.
or some roadie, probably the bass
Yeah.
tech is going to be like, I know all the songs, So yeah, but that's pretty weird, right?
Well, I mean, it leads me to believe that something happened.
Sure.
There was some sort of altercation, or 2 of them yipped up together and said
Yeah.
something. And
Said something about his wife or something,
Yeah.
maybe. Who knows? How about this? Rumor mill. And this
Okay.
isn't about food. This is about people. Have you heard who is supposedly been getting cozy, becoming a couple, that they met up somewhere and had a drink together, and now they've been talking quite a bit?
Carmen and John Brennan.
No.
Oh,
That'd be hot.
I will tell you, I just talked about one of these people last week about how she has $16 million worth of engagement rings,
Jennifer Lopez.
and somebody else who just went through a big divorce.
Somebody else who went through a big divorce.
Big divorce. A lot of people were talking about it. Affected a bunch of different things. You no longer
Brad Pitt?
You no longer see him on the ranch.
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner?
what?
Jennifer Lopez and Kevin Costner
Shut
supposedly,
up.
met up like at a ski resort, whatever. And they, you're famous, so hey, you're famous, I'm famous. Let's have a drink together.
Right.
And then now they've been talking. And,
Well, okay, but can I just tell you something?
Yeah,
Kevin Costner, one of the greatest celebrities ever.
yeah,
He was rumored to be dating Jewel.
right.
And then he was on Howard Stern's show, and Howard said, "You and Jewel?" And he goes, "No." And he goes, "Come on, there's got to be too many people are saying." And he goes, "Here's what happened. I would think he was in Utah, and he's like, and I was taking a flight, a
This
private.
guy loves Utah.
Yeah, he was like, I'm taking a private jet back from Utah, and Jewel was supposed to go to L.A. with on a different jet, and her jet got canceled and she couldn't go. And I said, why don't you come with me, and I'll fly you back, something along those lines."
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, and then afterwards we became friends, and we talked a couple of times, and the rumor started that we were dating. And he's like, there's no truth to it all. So is Kevin Costner just that kind of that guy you want to talk to? And I almost for Jennifer Lopez, I think he's like a father figure,
J-Lo's what, 50 something, and
Yeah, but
Kevin
Kevin
Costner's
Costner's
60
70
something.
something. He's got to
Is
be
he
like 70.
70, yeah.
I don't know.
But I mean, still, he's handsome.
He's a great choice. You know what I mean?
And completely different. He's 69.
It would never be. It would never work out.
And she's probably like, Jesus, I'm so tired of these idiots that I've been dating. Whatever. Kevin Costner.
Yeah, but she bangs Kevin Costner for a while, and she's like, yes. And then they get divorced, and then she goes back to banging some 18-year-old Mexican dancer.
Yeah.
That's Jennifer Lopez. She goes back and forth.
She's got to be high maintenance as well.
By the way,
yeah.
100%.
When I see that picture of Ben Affleck, it always shows the
Stressing
meme
out.
outside the cigarette.
J-Lo's 55 and he's 69, so 14 years. That's not that big, especially at that age. That's not that big of an age difference.
That's
or anything.
acceptable.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck is in my list of celebrities that I love. Like he's up there with Jack Black and Shaq. Like
Yeah.
Ben Affleck just it never see anything do anything bad.
No.
And he just I also is good of an actor as he is in the movies that he's been in and all that. He also seems like every guy.
Yeah.
You know, he just seems like every dude.
It'd be fun to meet him.
Have you seen
in the right setting?
Yeah.
Have you seen Shaq meeting the kid from Florida, the Gators center?
No.
Oh, the tall kid.
Big fat guy?
Shaq was pretending like
Yeah.
he's yelling at this one guy. No, not big fat guy.
Oh.
He's yelling at this guy, whatever, and then he turns around and this kid's 7'9".
Oh, I did hear about that guy.
And
Yeah.
he makes Shaq look
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a normal height. It's wild. He turns around right into like his chest. He's
Yeah. that guy, he takes the ball, he just like goes and drops it into the hoop. It's
7'9".
crazy.
That's
7'9", and not like a weird 7'9". You know, most 7'9" are real,
Like Sean Bradley.
especially
Yeah.
that young, a college
Gangly.
player or whatever. Yeah, where they just don't have control of their body. Looks like a normal person. Then you see that he's 7'9".
Yeah.
Normally, a guy that's 7 feet tall looks like a praying mantis.
Right? Yeah,
Long, lanky, bent arms.
yeah. Oliver Rue.
Twist.
Yeah, I don't know.
When you said center, I was thinking football. There's a big, giant, fat
Yeah,
center.
I saw that guy.
And like the jersey barely fits him. That plays
Yeah,
for
I saw
Florida.
Shaq had to get somebody's shoes.
Yeah.
Somebody they couldn't find
Yeah,
shoes, and
yeah.
he was like, "I got somebody. I can get you shoes. I have big feet too." And then finally in news, I don't know if you want to take a break and come back and talk
What do we
about
got?
this. You love the list, and you love them when they're from Rolling Stone because they like to make you mad.
We'll do it when we come back.
Rolling Stone ranked the 250 greatest albums of the 21st century so far. I have the top 25, so we're not going to
Okay.
do all 250, but start thinking about what do you think the greatest albums of the 21st century so far.
Like, what are you talking about? 21st century?
I'm sure Rolling Stone's got it wrong, right?
From what year?
From what year? What do you mean? The entire 21st century so far.
Yeah. When did it start? The 2000s?
2000.
Yeah.
2010? Wasn't there like a...
No,
thing?
century's not 10 years.
I don't know. So in the 2000s,
2000.
Yeah.
best albums.
The last 24 years.
All right. We'll do that when we come back. 800-771-1025 is the phone numbers if you want to join the show. It is the Mike Calta Show. We'll do that list next on 1025 The Bone.
So Rolling Stone, which always makes terrible lists, ranked the 250 greatest albums of the 21st century so far. I have the top 25. So if you want to just yell some out that you think are going to be in there, you can just yell at an artist. You don't have to necessarily do the actual album, but if you have an artist that you think would make it in there.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, Joe, is on this list for sure. She comes in, let's see, they have Taylor Swift Folklore comes in at number 5.
Ooh, Beyonce Lemonade.
Beyonce Lemonade. Carmen takes number 1. Carmen takes number 1. Beyonce Lemonade, they say so far since 2001, that is the best album of the 21st century so
It
far.
was juicy.
I will tell you, I love that album.
Yeah. By the way, Beyonce makes it on there again. Beyonce
Oh.
comes in at number 16.
Is that the country one?
No.
Oh,
That's
her first one?
I don't
That's
know.
probably her debut without
okay.
Destiny's Child.
Well, I'm just trying to get a gauge for the time frame. Like, I don't know. Like, all my bands are 90s bands, so.
Is Britney Spears on there?
Britney Spears, no, is not on here, Carmen. She is not on here. There is mostly, I will tell you, this is mostly artists, and then there's a few bands.
Okay.
Ooh, Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber is not on there, but did you see he's talking about making a comeback? Apparently, he needs the money, Carmen.
He's ready.
Yeah.
What about Drake?
Drake,
Oh, Drizzy.
Take Care. Drake, number 23.
That's his best album by
Yeah?
far.
Is
Yeah.
it better than whatever you're eating right now, or no?
I'm not eating anything.
Yeah.
You lie.
Little
No, I'm not.
chomping going
You
on.
lie with your full mouth.
No, I do not.
Oh, well, then stop chewing your cud. I can.
Wow.
Drake is in there, according to Carmen, best album, and it drops in at, what did I say? Where was that? Drake is number 23 with Take Care.
What about Kendrick Lamar?
Kendrick Lamar is on the list.
Yeah.
Let's see. He comes in. I saw him. Number 6, Good Kid, MAAD City. Mad City.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Comes in number 6.
What about Justin Timberlake?
No Timberlake.
Oh.
Katy Perry.
Oof.
No Katy Perry.
Rihanna.
Rihanna, yes. I saw Rihanna. Anti comes in at 21.
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga comes in at number 20 with the Fame Monster.
If Beyonce's number 1, how does Lady Gaga number 20? Okay, how about Adele?
Adele. Carmen says, 21 comes in at 17.
Was that Fat Adele or Skinny Adele?
That was Fat Adele.
Fat Adele.
Yeah.
Fat Adele. Ba, 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 da, da. Fat Adele. Ba, ba, da, ba.
Fat Adele. That's great. Moose texted me and said, you denying that your burger guy is Love Tiger, saying he doesn't want to be called Love Tiger.
Shut up.
You're the
Shut
same
up,
as Love
Moose.
Tiger.
Moose gave me a burger cup for Christmas, which is very nice. I use it
Just
a lot.
embrace
actually.
it. You know how happy
no.
you'd be people who sending you burgers all the time. This delivery for Burger Guy.
Okay, yeah, sounds great.
Coming in at number 25 for Rolling Stone, the top 250 best albums of 21st century so far. Remember Lord?
Yeah.
Royals?
Royals.
Yeah.
Melodrama comes in at number 25 from
She had
Lord.
one good song.
Yeah, there was a couple on there.
Yeah.
There was a couple of songs on there. What? Let me ask you a question. You have the whole list. What's 250?
I can get the whole list, but I can tell you the Struts doing Royals is great.
I can tell
They
you,
do a
Bruce
great
Springsteen doing Royals is terrible.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that he did it.
it was awful.
Remember there was the meme. It was like, and they were saying all the words, but nobody knew what it was.
Yeah,
It was good.
I'm trying to find the list here. Hang on.
I don't go crazy. I was just curious to see what they think just snuck in.
Okay, well, so the other part of the top 25, surprisingly, because I'm trying to think of like when he died and this was a late album for him. David Bowie, Black Star. Not saying surprised that it's one of the
I think
best.
that might be the one that came out after he died.
Could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
What
I was
about-
thinking like
when Johnny Cash had like Hurt
Oh,
and all that stuff.
that was really good. That's not on there.
No.
That's not on there, but that probably would have fell right in there. This one, I don't know who this person is.
Okay.
So it may be a Latin artist or something like that. Rosalia?
We do not know Rosalia.
El Malcria?
What?
El Malcria?
Is that Rosalia's last name?
No, that's the name of the album. The Mall Queen? I don't know. Mall Queer? I don't know what it is.
What?
I
Oh
don't
yeah, no,
speak Spanish.
that's what it is. The mall queer.
Yeah.
Macanina.
L M A and it's L is the right. MAL. What is that in Spanish?
Mall is bad.
Bad. The bad. And then what is?
I don't know.
Be
if she didn't
careful. Yeah.
curse, yeah.
QUERER. The bad.
Want.
The bad queer.
No.
No?
Claire. Doesn't that mean want?
Carmen, aren't you Mexican?
Yes, I do. I
What
do
is
not
it?
know
QR?
Spanish.
Want. You're right. Yes, it is want. The
You-
bad want.
Yeah.
The bad one.
My español es muy bien.
Yeah, you got it. You nailed it.
See?
Let's see. Then you have Rihanna. Then you have Lady Gaga. You're out of your goddamn mind, Rolling Stone. You're out of your goddamn mind. Best album since 2001 in the top 25. Bob Dylan, Love and Theft. But of course, it's
Well-
Rolling Stone, so they have to do
Well,
it.
hold on. Let's
Just-
get.
yeah, let's hear something.
you know, love
I'm jumping the gun, you
and-
think? You
Yeah,
think I'm jumping the-
you know what I mean? Because you're just Bob Dylan, Love and Theft. I'm sure it sounds great. Here's Bob Dylan from Love and Theft, Galvin. This is Tweedledee, and I assume Tweedledum. Yeah, this is Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Bob Dylan, you know what you're getting when you're going in. It's kind of like Tom Waits. There's certain
Yeah.
people you're like, all right, they're,
Leonard Cohen.
Yeah.
You're just here for the voice and the story.
Number 18, Missy Elliott, Under Construction. Boop, 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 boop. Zerp, zerp, zerp,
All
zerp, zerp. Then you have Adele. Then you have Beyonce on there once. Then Lana Del Rey.
People love Lana Del Rey.
Yeah, Lana
Not
Del
my
Rey.
cup of tea, but people love Lana.
Norman Effing Rockwell was the name of that album.
Okay.
The White Stripes, Elephant. Which
Okay,
White
I like
Stripes,
that, yeah.
Obviously. This one, when she came out, everybody loved her. She was huge. Fiona Apple.
Oh, that's one song.
By the way, do you know what her album's called?
Yeah.
Fiona Apple, like a lot of bands have number 5150, or like some sort of title thing, whatever, Master of Puppets.
Right.
Fiona Apple's album is called The Idler Wheel is Wiser Than the Driver of the Screw, and Whipping Cords Will Serve You More Than Ropes Will Ever Do.
No.
What do you think the thought
government just
process
said
is?
no.
Yeah. What do you think the thought process is? Like, I'm gonna make my whole album sound like the dumbest thing in the world.
People love it. I think you'll agree with this one. Number 12. Jay-Z, Blueprint.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that made it into the 2000s or if that was in the 90s.
It's in there. It's
Yeah.
in there. And then number 11, you have D'Angelo, Voodoo.
Ooh, D'Angelo's some vibe stuff.
Number 9, I'm not even going to try and pronounce the album title, but
You know this.
Bad Bunny,
Yep. Go ahead.
Un Verano Senti.
Yeah, you did great.
Yeah, right. Should I roll my R? Un Verano.
Verano.
Un Verano Senti.
Senti.
Oh, remember Serrano? We got fired.
Yeah.
Different. Totally different.
Oh, sorry.
Then you have...
That guy was one of the biggest douchebags I've ever worked with.
Yeah, he really just misread everything.
Yeah.
Then maybe this guy's on the uptick. Kanye West, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Maybe they hate him, but you can still like the music. I don't know. SZA, SOS, comes in at number 7.
I like that album.
Then you have Kendrick Lamar. Then you have Taylor Swift with Folklore. All right, now we're in the top 4. So far, you've gotten 1 out of these. Carmen
You
got
got just
number
at
1.
the lemonade.
Yeah, Carmen got number 1 with the Lemonade. You have, let's see, a duo, kind of. They were a group, but it was 2 guys. A single
Millie and Vanilli.
artist, and then a band actually comes in at number 2. Surprisingly.
Oasis.
Oasis, no.
Good guess, Joe.
Think of list of best albums. Think of Rolling Stone. Who they would put on there?
Oh.
And I'm not arguing with this.
Right.
There's a lot of people, but it's very like, if you don't get it. You don't get it.
No.
Oh, is the White Stripes?
No, White Stripes was already on there.
Oh, like a Daft
Elephant.
Punk. Kinda?
No. Listen, they have some good songs, and they're a very influential band and stuff. But it's one of those ones that is like
Rolling Stone pick.
right.
Oh, it's got to be Coldplay.
No.
Oh, I forgot
Imagine
about
Dragons.
No.
that. Oh.
Cake.
Well, I'll give you number 4. Stankonia, Outcast,
Oh, that's a great album.
and
Yeah.
Breaking
Yeah.
Ground, and totally
That's
different. Stuff.
2000s?
Yeah. Number 3, Blonde by Frank Ocean.
Love Frank Ocean.
Number 2, can you think of the band?
It's a band.
Think of a 2000. Think of a band in 2000 that was huge. I don't even know if they're together anymore or what they do. And they wouldn't play their hit song.
Oh.
Oh, it's Radiohead.
Radiohead,
Yeah.
Kid A comes in at number 2. Yeah.
But
comes in-
even that, is that the one Creep on it?
I don't know.
That wasn't in 2000.
When do you think Creep came out? You think
High
before?
and Dry?
You think that was the late 90s?
Yeah. Because I'm trying
It
to think
could
of like I remember when Outkast came out, I think I was on the country station.
Let me see when
Which
these-
might have been right at 2000.
Late 90s and early 2000s is kind of a blur for me. It sounds like
I know it all
the
runs
whole
together,
same
yeah.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking for their discography to be able to tell whenever this stuff came out.
I remember the first time I ever heard Hey Ya, Wild was playing it at like 8:00 on a Sunday morning. For some reason, I was up doing something. I was out in my car listening, and I never heard a song like that before. I was like, "This song is great."
I remember we added Hey Ya to the rock station.
Really?
And people were like, "Whoa, what is
Who
this?"
did that?
And when I was in Tallahassee.
Yeah. College radio.
But-
No, I mean,
no.
like college town. That's good.
At the time, all the rock stations were adding that. It was like,
Why?
I have no idea.
There's
It was
nothing rock about it.
people loved it.
So Creep was off of Pablo Honey,
Yeah.
which came out in 1992.
Oh, I don't even know any of their
Yeah, so Creep came out
awful songs.
way earlier. And then Kid A, let me see, what is Kid A?
Kid A.
What does Kid A have?
G'day, folks.
Kid A, National Tree Fingers in Limbo, Kid A, How to Disappear, blah blah blah.
No,
like
that's the Rolling
not even
Stone.
any of the big.
Yeah.
Eminem.
The list is over, Joe.
It's over.
Old man just looked at me and said, "Eminem." He's
You want some M&M?
After you gave the top 5.
Eminem.
Beyonce.
He's answering questions from over an hour ago.
Na 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 na. A fat Adele. Na 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 na.
Fat Adele. Yeah, so there you go. According to Rolling Stone, number 1 album so far of the 21st century is Beyonce Lemonade.
Lemonade was a great album. I don't know that it's the best album in the 2000s, but it was a good album.
Rolling Stone just online now, right? I don't think you can.
No, I bought a Rolling Stone recently.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Like a physical
it's
magazine?
It's real thin, though.
It's not the big, like, extra large
No.
that it used to be?
It's magazine size. It's small, and it's thin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why did you buy a magazine?
I think it was in an airport.
Right.
You know, airport, I'm like, what if all else fails on this plane and I have to read?
I don't think I bought it. I can't even remember last time I bought a physical magazine
I'm a sucker for a good picture on the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm just going to point out, Gio, that Chocolate Starfish and the hot dog flavor water came out in 2000. So that didn't make, that was prior to. That's why
it would have been. I'm sure we do the last century. It'll be up there.
That's one of my favorite rock albums of all time.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's a great album.
Some of the different, I'm looking at rock albums that came out in the 2000s. I mean, you got the Killers, you got Foo Fighters, you got White Stripes, you've got
That's what I thought
Queens
there'd be
of the
more
Stone
Foo
Age.
Fighters on that list.
Yeah, you would think, but not according to Rolling Stone. Tool on there.
Yeah.
So Radio had Kid A. Oh, this actually came out in 2000, so they're wrong. They screwed it up.
Oh,
they messed it
Same
all
thing
up.
with Stankonia. I guarantee you.
What a bunch of jerks. I don't know when it works.
No Chili Peppers. Hey, we're California.
Stadium Arcadium 2006. No, not in there. Not in there. Surprising. Yeah. Well, there you go. That's according to Rolling Stone. Rolling Stone, the same people that say Joni Mitchell's a better guitar player than Gary Moore. So
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, I always wonder who is making those decisions. You know what I mean?
I'm
Like,
sure. I'm
who's the
sure
guy?
that it's two idiots that are trying to get people mad.
Oh.
That are like 23 years old, and somebody says. Somebody like Yngwie Malmsteen, they go, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
I think it's designed as
Right.
clickbait to start debate.
Yeah.
You know, if
Yeah.
the list was exactly what you think it would be, then nobody cares. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
If you have a list of greatest guitarists and you don't have Jimi Hendrix, Eddie Van Halen in the top 5, you're out of your goddamn mind.
Yeah. I agree.
It's as simple as that. Where you put them, whatever, you're going to throw Jimmy Page in there. Jimmy Page has got to be in the top 5 as well.
They said all this stuff is clickbait because
Yeah.
if they do that, you're not
Right.
gonna comment. Man, you guys got it right.
Right.
Can I tell you something about
It's
Eddie
wrong.
Van
You're
Halen?
gonna say screw you.
If you leave Randy Rhoads out of the top 10, but you go ahead and put I don't even know who Neil Young in there,
Yeah.
you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
I watch Eddie Van Halen play, and he's
Yeah.
amazing. But then I watch other people just do exactly what he did. Yeah, I mean, like, he's easy to copy for people who know how to play guitar.
Right now, but that was like a Martian landing on Earth.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But that's also why I think that over time it loses a little bit of its luster.
Sure, there's people that can do Jordan's dunks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's also 25, 30, 40 years later.
Yeah.
This is a guy who, whenever he came out, guys that were great guitarists then and still great guitarists now said they couldn't believe what they were hearing.
Right.
Like
yeah.
it just so far out of left field. They were like, what is going, like they're great guitarists that considered quitting.
Hey, anybody can do what looks like a Jackson Pollock painting, but
Sure.
without Jackson Pollock, you're not getting the same thing. So I get it.
Without
Trust
Jackson
me.
Pollock and the CIA.
Yeah.
We heard about all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's weird. I will tell you this, Teddy Swims obviously has become much more popular now and everybody knows who he is and stuff. But I was like, hey, he's got some cool stuff. But I was listening to Teddy Swims the other day and then just kind of let it roll.
Right.
And so Spotify will play other artists that are kind of like Teddy Swims or whatever.
Billy Drowns.
I found some good stuff, man. And I made a list, a playlist
Okay.
called It's a vibe.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
That's the queerest thing I've ever heard.
It was right after I buried the
You
squirrels.
have a list called It's a Vibe.
It's a vibe.
I mean, listen, it's not a big deal, but for you to do it, it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Fulton Lee.
Fulton Lee sounds familiar.
If you want to look up Fulton Lee.
Fulton
I
Lee.
had never heard of Fulton Lee before. Close to the Edge. And it's a cool song. And I was
Carmen,
like,
you want to hear what Galvin's vibe is all about?
Yes.
Fulton Lee. All right, hold on.
Is this the Barry the Squirrel vibe or no?
Yeah. There's a little Barry the Squirrel vibe.
Ladies and
This
gentlemen,
is
I
what-
give to you.
You
What
listen
song?
after Close to the Edge.
Here's Fulton Lee, Galvin's new favorite.
She just danced around with a bowl of popcorn.
Oh.
Right?
What goes on in your house,
And
man,
you
with
still,
you and your
have, you
wife?
still have your Christmas lights up. I can tell you what goes on in my house is I came in the other day singing Blue Collar Man. My wife was sitting on the sofa and I sang it at the top of my lungs. And I go, good, right? And she goes, fantastic.
Yeah, I wonder sometimes about like what my wife sees, you know?
Yeah.
Because
In
I'm
you?
no.
Oh.
Yes, Carmen, in essence, yes. But like here I am and I'm just driving her crazy by singing. And I'm not like, hey, I'm gonna go drive my wife crazy. I'm just wanted to sing and do some annoying stuff. And then I'm like, she has to deal with this.
Yeah.
And I did I tell you I bought a finger puppet?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the little
I
cat
bought a finger puppet. Yeah, so I'm just
I always say to my wife, I go, it must be fun, right?
right. I'm a ball to live with, you know?
And she
You're so
goes,
lucky.
yes, it's great.
Yeah. All right, Ian Beckles just rolled in, so let's take a break. We'll get these commercials done, and we'll come back. We'll talk a little bit of football. I gotta still talk to you about camping. We didn't really get to the camping stuff either. Ian, you're a camping guy. You like to go camping? Your mic's not on, buddy. We gotta flick it on the top there. The top part there. There you go. There you
It
go.
was on.
No.
You hear I'm on now?
Yeah.
Definitely not a camping.
Why not a camping guy? Especially after your Airbnb experience.
No, the last time I went camping, I think my son was in Boy Scouts or something
Yeah.
like that. And I was around a campfire with a bunch of square people, and it rained, and it was mosquitoes in my tent. And I went home and I said, that's a lie.
Interesting. So my dad, which wasn't always around when I was a kid, but every once in a while would make appearances. And I'm in Boy Scouts. So I asked my dad, will you come on this Boy Scout camping trip with me? They want you to, you bring your parents or volunteers. And my father was like, yeah, right, we'll go. We had this place in New York, Staten Island, called Pouch Camp. It was the woodsy area. And his best friend's son was also in Boy Scouts because I was in Boy Scouts. You know what I mean? So my dad and his friend that we called Fat Gene, him and Fat Gene came to the camping. Now, at the time, the fathers are supposed to teach the kids like a skill, right? So I remember like Mr. Turner taught us how to properly build the kindling for a fire, in addition to having, little strips of wood in there and all that you needed to get the fire going before you could put the logs on. It needed to be a good hot blaze. Sure. And then another guy taught us, Mr. Bernstein taught us how to set up the tent that we were in and what to do if you don't have a real tent, but you had some material. And he taught us how to make a tent out of a tarp and a rope. Mm-hmm. Some life skills. My father and Fat Gene taught us how to make ashtrays. So you could smoke in the tent where you're not supposed to smoke.
It's a skill.
They took a Dixie cup, cut it in half, and then wrapped it in aluminum foil. And he was like, "Hey, you got an ashtray." That was what my dad's skill was. And then you might be curious how the rest of that weekend of bonding went with me and my dad. I couldn't tell you because Fat Gene had to poop, so they wouldn't poop in the woods, so they drove home.
Is that a real story?
100%. I just brought it up to my father this weekend. I go, remember when Fat Gene had to poop, so you guys left? He left the campground. Fat Gene's like, I'm not pooping in the woods.
A lot of your stories explain a lot of stuff.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Listen, all I know is I wish today, as a grown man, I could see my father and Fat Gene sharing a 2-man tent together. Because they were in the two of them were in the
They
tent
never
together.
intended to really do it.
I would imagine my father and Fat Gene are kind of like me and Pete. And me and Pete aren't staying in a tent together.
One of the odds Fat Gene doesn't have to poop.
No, Fat
That's what I was thinking.
Fat Gene's always got to
That's what
poop.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Fat Gene's always got to
So they
poop.
knew they were coming home.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Did Fat Gene actually have the Fat Gene?
He probably had he was fat, so he
Fat
probably had the fat gene. All right, we'll take a break. Ian Beckles is here. We'll talk a little football. We'll talk camping. We'll talk Canada and weed next on the Mike Calta Show. Remember, we go out there and have you even heard of Newberry?
Never.
What I don't understand is how there's homeless people in this world. Just keep moving to places like Newberry where there's nobody owns the land, or they own so much land they don't even know they own the land. Just go live on the land. But I went out there and we had 2 RVs that were face to face, and we had a little camping area in the middle. So me and my nephew Billy go out to get some firewood. And I went through the bushes into like a little forest area and was running around the woods there just trying to find some wood, pick it up here and there. And then when I needed more, I went back to the same spot because I knew where the trees had fallen and where the dead wood was. Probably made 3 or 4 trips back to that same spot. Sometimes it dragged big branches over and I had to cut those branches. Sometimes I just found pieces that were bending and you could break them. And it went really well. The next morning, I got up and went back to the same spot to get some firewood so we can get the fire going in the morning. And while I was there, I had to pee. So I walked a little further in and was in the same spot that I was the day before and almost stepped in a tremendous pile of what I can only assume was bear poop because it wasn't there the day before. It was about 2 inches high and it was giant nuggets. It wasn't little pellets or anything like that. It was like man poops.
Big bear poop.
Big bear poop.
Yeah.
So I went, okay. And then I turned and I looked and a couple of feet to the right, there was another one. And I'm like, this is now not a safe place for me to be. So I leave there. Now, I'm not a hunter, okay? And I'm certainly not a wildlife guy or anything like that or an outdoorsman. I don't identify poop, but I do know from the size, it's got to come out of an ass that's big enough to make that, right? Am I thinking that? You know?
I don't know about that. I'm a big guy. I'm a little pooper.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes. But I mean, have you ever, like, especially now that I'm on a diet, when I do go, it's impressive. Like it's a 2-flusher sometimes.
See, my son used to have impressive ones, and I used to go, "Who did that?"
Yeah.
But I did it. I had a colonic a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
And they said I have
Cleared
a
it out.
very narrow canal,
Oh, you do.
Oh.
and it will stay narrow. My
Right,
whole life.
right,
Like,
right,
dude,
right,
yes.
Fun facts about Ian Beckles.
Yeah.
I've never no Diddy parties for this guy.
What about if a lady wanted to get friendly up there?
I didn't say. I said the canal. I didn't say you have to be.
Right.
stuff up in there.
What I'm saying is, what if a lady wants to enjoy your canal? What if she wants to ride down the canals of Venice?
In what way?
In the form of the or
Whoa.
What?
I can't say those.
Can
I
we
can't
see?
say.
Can I see this
on
one more
camera?
time?
Yeah.
I'm a fan of one of them. I'm a fan of one of them.
I would assume you're not a fan of this one.
Not that one. The
I'm
other
not a
one.
fan of either.
Oh, the other ones were good.
Yeah, I don't like. I think because first of all, I would never let my wife do that. I have too much.
Okay.
I have too much respect for her to kiss that face afterwards, and so there's no way I'd let her do that. Not that she's clamoring to do it. Trust me. I asked her one time. I said, "Would you do this?" And she said, "Do you really want me to?" And I go, "Yes." And she goes, "Okay." I go, "You would do it?" And she goes, "If you really wanted me to." I go, "That's all I needed to know.
Wow.
That's all I needed to know.
You're
Your
a
marriage
strong man.
material."
You're a strong man.
No. I didn't want it.
You ever have it?
Yes, and it's not as exciting as I expected it to be. I felt like I have to be careful of what I can say.
Yeah, you do.
Make more noises.
Yeah.
So during, I felt like maybe I made a boom boom. You know?
All right.
Nah, I didn't mean it like that. I said it wrong. I just have to dance around what I can say and what I can't say, and I'm saying it wrong. I didn't feel like there was an accident.
Okay.
I felt like I felt like it just was like, you know what, you ever lick your finger and then put it up in the wind to see which way the direction's blowing?
Yeah.
I don't want to tell you which way the wind's blowing my butthole. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need that. I don't need that.
All right.
So
It's a great explanation.
yeah, you know what I mean? I don't need but BH doesn't need to be a wind detector.
Man, we have learned a lot in the last 5 minutes.
Did you think different?
I don't know. I don't think I thought at all.
And So that's how I feel about. I definitely don't like.
Maybe the right person didn't.
No, well,
Maybe.
I mean, I gotta tell you, the girl who was one of the most beautiful girls I've ever hooked up with in my life. Like, I couldn't believe that. I was like, how are you? What did your father do to you?
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Filthy.
I mean, in a hot way, though.
Yeah.
In a hot way.
I used to work with a girl down in Sarasota.
Oh, I bet Carmen does gross stuff to Chat all the time.
Yeah. Of course.
I tried.
Yeah, I bet you.
He does not let me.
No, but you would do that? You would.
No, I mean, I don't want to. I'm like your wife. I don't want to, but I love him if that's what he wants.
Yeah, thankfully he doesn't
Yeah.
want it either, right?
But exactly. But he does not want
Ian
that.
does. Ian's ready for it now.
Carmen does what Chad says, though. She does the face. The
Yeah,
cross
of
eye.
course. Yeah,
It's a good
that's
girl.
what he
You're a good
likes.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. That's what we're both doing. He does things.
He does the face too?
No,
Oh.
he doesn't really do what I like as much.
What
but
is that? What is that? What is that? What is
But what
that?
I like is not as. It's a little. My feet. I'm a big.
Oh.
He does not like feet, and it is like.
Oh,
if he-
especially your feet.
Yeah.
I just
No.
assume your feet are like the rest of your body. Hairy.
No, I take care of them. But no, like if he's gonna do it, it's like on a special occasion, like maybe like my birthday, and I have to take a shower and like jump to the bed and on a towel.
Oh, what a girl.
Like he is very clean. Like
What a girl. I want my wife to, after she gets off the exercise bike, I'm like, let's go.
Yeah, no, we almost take a shower every
Yeah,
time.
that's how Amanda is.
Yeah.
She wants to be all clean. And I'm like, no, bring that stank over here.
Yeah, no, he does not want anything to do with that.
I remember we had Flip Flop the Clown come on the show, and he was all about it.
yeah.
Carmen's feet.
Yeah.
Who was your boyfriend at the time? Whoever. Oh, it was a comedian.
Yeah.
He was
yeah,
mad.
yeah.
He did not like that.
That was great.
Yeah, he did
That was
not.
great.
He did
No.
not. We had a surprise for Carmen at our live gig, and it was Flip Flop the Clown to lick her toes.
Oh no.
And Flip Flop loves the feet.
The crowd went wild.
The crowd went crazy, and Carmen's boyfriend at the time was mad about it.
It would be over for me.
Was-
It would be over for me.
Was that the time he was
Done.
pouting in the back, or that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And luckily, a listener got up and took the feet licking for me.
Oh, you didn't go through with the licking?
No, well, because we did it in studio
Yeah.
like a year prior, and
Yeah.
this was and the live gig was a year later. And then he got very mad, and I was like, I can't do it. And so a lady stood up and was like, I'll get my feet licked. Like
Yeah.
she was excited about it.
Carmen got her feet licked by a listener.
Yeah, Brett or Bert.
Bart.
Bart.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, you already forgot his name. Not cool.
Listen.
I remember Bart getting up in there.
Yep. that
Feet are very
was-
personal. They're very personal.
Feet to me, like my feet stink because I wear socks. I mean, I wear shoes with no socks.
Yeah.
Most of the time. So when I take these shoes off, I'm like, ooh, I would not like these biggies. Yeah. I don't even want to be in the same room with my own feet sometimes. So yeah, because sometimes it's not like it's just like a sweaty smell, you know. But
Take a shower, guy.
yeah, but sometimes like
And also
He's-
change.
Exactly. He's the
Change
guy who
your
says,
socks.
I've worn these socks 4 days in a row.
Galvin,
Yeah.
I rewear socks. Ugh.
Galvin, I've changed my ways.
I don't believe you.
I swear to God,
Yeah.
I bought.
Carmen, what do you think? Who did something last? Gio ate a burger or Mike changed his socks?
Oh, come on. I guarantee the socks.
Listen to me, I'm telling you right now. I changed my ways. I'm on the Johnny Carson route. I only wear my socks one time. Then
Then
I
throw
buy
them
new,
away?
then I throw them away.
Yeah.
I buy new ones.
So rich.
Yep, that's it.
That's
Just,
where
excuse
socks
me.
lie.
I donate my socks.
Just
Oh,
toss them
okay.
away.
My one-time wear socks. Now I bought so many packages of socks now that every time I need a sock, I just go get a new pair.
Mhm.
So that's how I'm rolling now. I got clean feet.
Fat Joe wears his Air Force Ones once. And
That's ridiculous.
every time he puts them on, he licks the bottom.
Yeah, I've seen
I
that.
would-
Show that they're new.
I've seen that.
Listen, I would say that he may used to do that.
Might
I don't know
have
if he
changed.
can still do
Yeah,
that.
it might have changed.
Yeah. That used to be
Now
a
he's
thing.
like, yo, remember that shoes I gave you? You got any of those back? No, I'm not gonna lick them. Just bring them back to me. Yeah.
I remember when I found out that all the houses on Cribs were rentals.
Yeah.
Like because I watched it when I was a kid. I was 10. You know what I mean? So I believed those were everyone's houses and everything they had and stuff.
Yeah.
And then finding out they were rent, I was like, my childhood was a lie.
Yeah.
That's what really like fell everything came crashing down after that.
The best is when they did like Steve-O's apartment and it was a dump.
Yeah, but, that's awesome.
It was like just a horrible apartment.
The first one I remember that was fake was Nelly. Nelly was the big report that he had rented the house and he didn't even live there.
Just for the shoot.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember seeing CeeLo Green on My Sweet 16 or something like that was on MTV, where they would have, like a celebrity's kid would have a Sweet 16 party. And I go, who is CeeLo? I think it was when he was just with Danger Mouse or whatever that thing was. And I was like, I don't know who this guy is.
CeeLo's been around a long time.
Yeah, he had a producer.
Yeah,
CeeLo was in Goody Mob.
But,
he's been around a while.
he wasn't a star.
Right.
Sure.
You know what I mean? He was a behind the scenes guy. And then I looked him up and I go, oh, he's worked with like everybody. Okay.
You ever see him in person, CeeLo?
Yeah, man.
He's an odd little dude. He's an odd little looking dude.
He is. So I took Joey to go meet him when he opened up for Lionel Richie here. And we went to go back. I think it was Lionel Richie. We went to go backstage to meet him. And CeeLo is an odd little dude.
He's an odd little dude.
He's got pointy ass teeth. And I went on the bus, and the manager's like, and CeeLo was eating a key lime pie. And he's like, hey, this is Mike. And he's like, whatever, it's his son, Joe. Hey, Joey. And he's like, you want pie? And I'm like, no, I'm good. He's like, get some pie. I'm like, I don't want pie, CeeLo.
Tell him what you had to bring to get on the bus. You have to bring him a cat for him to eat.
Yeah, he used a cat. Yeah.
I had a different CeeLo experience.
Oh,
I was at an airport, first in line, and I'm waiting for the teller. And she goes, I'll be there 1 second. I go, take your time. Somebody nudges me and goes by me.
oh.
I turn my right, and it's CeeLo. But he clearly nudged me.
Right.
And I'm the only one standing there.
Right.
So he's
He's being
big
aggressive.
time in me.
Yeah.
So I look over and I see it's CeeLo, and I realize it's him, and I'm starting to get upset, and I feel a presence, and I look to my right, and he has two bodyguards that are, if me and you morphed into something,
Right.
those guys,
Yeah.
two of them. And I go, you know what? He just pushed me a little bit. It's good.
So how about this?
Mm-hmm.
I've learned over the years to channel my anger in different ways.
Me too.
But it doesn't mean you should let him go.
In that situation, I just had to make a decision.
Right. I'm with you. Especially, I think I would have been just disarmed by the CeeLo. I would have been like, what? Oh, man, that's a little CeeLo. But I was walking yesterday. I had an experience that I don't experience very often. Going to your seats at the stadium from inside the tunnel to out to the stadium, there was a line to get to the seats.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if they were checking tickets or what they were doing. And this line took us about 7-8 minutes to get through. And I get like halfway up and I'm moving good. And then I get a little closer and now I could see the entrance. And all of a sudden some guy, excuse me. He pushes me out of the side and he walked by. And I go, where are you going? And then he went to go through and I pulled him back by his shoulder. And he looked at me and I go, why do you think you're more important than the rest of us? He's like, what? I go, do you think we're not all going to the same place? And he goes, oh, my bad. I go, yeah, you're bad. Get in the back. No, I didn't hit him.
Sure.
I didn't do anything. But I couldn't let it go. I couldn't let it go.
But like, that's just straight up rude.
Yes.
That is so inconsiderate.
Yes. And all I did was say to him, what makes you think you're so special?
Right. Who are you?
But this is the thing, though, okay? And I understand what you did.
Yeah.
But the way it turns out is all him. It's all on that guy. Because I know a lot of people you grab like that and it's on.
Well,
You know
here's
what I
what I was gonna say about CeeLo. Yeah, I didn't. By the way, I don't want to make it like I yoked him up. I just tapped him like on his shoulder, like, what are you doing? You know, just to get his attention. I didn't grab him. CeeLo, though, this is one thing I've learned that's great from those videos where you ever watch those auditor videos where the guys are out shooting in public and they wait for the cops to get called and then they teach the cops on what the rules are. The thing is that I learned is that you can say anything you want. None of that stuff's against the law. As long as you don't threaten to hurt somebody, you can say whatever you want. So in CeeLo's case, if I would have been really mad, I would have had to just make him feel stupid in front of everybody. I'd be like, CeeLo, what are you doing over there with your tiny little cat-eating ass? Like, I would have said something to him that made everybody look at him like, what did you say to him? Because at that point, the bodyguards can't touch you for talking. And if they do, then you're going to get a couple bucks if they do. You're in an airport. There's cameras everywhere.
That's
Go
true.
ahead.
That
I'll
is
take
true.
a slug.
Yeah.
I'll take a slug from CeeLo's guy.
CeeLo got enough money.
CeeLo's got enough money. Yeah. Although you don't see CeeLo anymore. You remember why? They said he was raping girls.
Was he really?
Yeah. Or they
He
were
looks like
trying-
a rapey type cat. He's really odd looking to where he's mad that he looks like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
and he
he's
can't
mad.
just accept his celebrity does not bring him the ass that he wished it would.
His music is very dark. Have you heard the Gnarls Barkley stuff? It's amazing, but it's dark.
Yeah.
It's dark.
I can't recall. I only know the FU song, but he didn't even write that.
Gnarls Barkley is really, really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
I realized something yesterday about getting old and looking at young girls.
Okay.
I'm not a pervert. I'm just attracted to the same girls I've always been attracted to. It's just that I got older and they didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm talking about
Oh.
adult girls. I'm talking about like 30-year-olds.
I do have a little bit of breaking news for
Oh,
you.
Galvin.
Yeah, that has some audio with it as well. If you want to get into a little
You have the
breaking
audio,
news.
or do you need me to get it?
No, Carmen has the audio already.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to go to Galvin. He is live in the newsroom. Oh, man. This breaking news is going to be like 10 minutes long. There we go. Breaking news. And now we go live to the newsroom. Galvin with breaking news.
A big name in boxing has retired. I'll let you hear it from himself, the Gypsy King.
Oh.
Tyson Fury.
Hi everybody, I'm going to make this short and sweet. I'd like to announce my retirement from boxing. It's been a blast. I've loved every single minute of it, and I'm going to end with this. Dick Turpin wore a mask. God bless everybody. See you on the other side. Get up!
What?
Yeah, I don't know what any of that means,
Yeah.
but
Dick Turpin.
he is retiring again. So, yeah.
Nobody's ever really retired anymore. It
Until
seems
he
like.
needs money.
Yeah.
Then he'll come back, and I'm going to make a prediction. He's going to get real fat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Real fat.
He did the first time,
Yeah, he did.
and then somebody called him out about getting fat, and he said, all right, well, here I come. You know, but he lost to Usyk this last fight, whatever, so he says that he's done.
He's worth probably $100 million.
He's worth quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury, let me see what his net worth
It's got to
is.
be $100 million or more.
I tried to sell my stuff, and one of the guys asked me if he could bargain on one of the items. I said no, and he replied by saying, at least Dick Turpin wore a mask. What does this mean? Dick Turpin was a famous thief. What they mean by at least Dick Turpin wore a mask is that at least Dick Turpin attempted to conceal his identity when committing a robbery.
Right, so I'm assuming that he has problems in his entourage.
Someone's
his
trying to
group,
rob
whatever.
him.
Worth $140 million estimated, yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean, boxers make a lot of money. And he was doing his last, I don't know how many fights were over in Saudi Arabia, so
Yeah.
he's getting paid a ton for that.
I wonder if it's one of those like you're tired of getting punched in the face at a certain point.
No, it sounds to me like he was off low ball an offer or
Yeah.
something, and that's why he's saying, "Hey, if I'm gonna rob me, I might as well just retire." And
Right.
that's also why he just made it short and sweet and said, "I'm retiring," because he's probably negotiating with somebody.
As somebody who played a sport back in the day, I like a lot of people go, why is he retiring? Well, if your mind is not in it,
Yeah.
that's not you can fake tennis. You
Yeah.
can't fake boxing. You can't fake if your mind's not in football, don't go out there.
I was wondering about Levante David if that's the last time we see him play.
Well,
I mean, he's
Levante's
been playing
still
for 13
balling, though.
years.
Yeah, but he
so-
played. I mean, he played great. He's still like leading the team.
He's not going to leave like that.
Yeah,
Very few athletes leave like that. More so today than back in the day, but Barry Sanders and just very few.
and he's been
leave.
playing on 1 year deals for the last couple years. So I mean, I assume they'll have him back if he wants to come back. He's not going to go somewhere
be
else.
back.
Yeah,
He'll be back.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I said the same thing with my son when he played football and he didn't want to play anymore. I was like, if you're not into it, don't do it. No,
Yeah.
you know,
I think you got to be like it's
right, because it's so much of your life and so much work.
mental, physical, everything. You got to be all in, or you're just not.
Well, my son played all the way up, and I coached him. And then when he got to high school, him and his buddies are playing football, and I go, "You guys work out this summer?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna work out next week.
Yeah.
And I go, "Yeah, you are."
Yeah.
At the end of the summer, I didn't see them push a weight. Then football comes, and my wife goes, "Well, Marcus has." I go, "He wants to quit football." Right?
Yeah.
And she goes, "How'd you know?" I go, "Because he didn't study for the test.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody
You showed no signs
He
of.
didn't study for the
Yeah,
test.
yeah.
Okay, I studied for the test, bro. Not the school test, but the football
Right,
test.
right. You
For
knew what you
sure.
wanted to do.
I studied for the test.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yesterday started our day off with Ian Beckles, Warren Sapp, Jimmy Giles, Martin Gramatica. Then at the game was Derek Brooks, Bronde Barber, Mike Allstott, and Sapp again. All at the game. Well, it was a good day for a Buccaneer fan.
I had a wonderful day as well. Let me ask you this, because
Yes.
you know Warren personally.
Yeah.
he's changed, hasn't he?
Oh, he's so happy.
He's this peaceful dude.
Mhm.
Like he used to be around Warren and be on eggshells all the time. Like he's gonna erupt. I don't do it. He's very peaceful.
He still has the tendency. Warren has a. It's easy to say, "Oh, he's a dick," blah blah blah. But he has a thing about respect, and if you don't respect him, and if you can't just look at him and go, "He's famous. He's a football player. He owes me something." He hates that.
Yes, he does.
But if you walk up to him, adult man or little kid, and say, "Hey, Mr. Sapp," or "Hey, Warren, can we get a picture?" Yeah, man, absolutely. Come on. I watched him at our tailgate sit there and take pictures of everybody. It was the one woman who came up and put her hand on him that he's like, "That's where you draw the line. You're in my space."
I get approached, and I'm gonna get to that in a second. Often, and sometimes I'm like, "You're a dick," but I'm still gonna take the picture,
right?
Because that's me. Warren's not gonna take the picture,
right?
Now, yesterday when I got to the tailgate, I got there with Dizzy and also Johnny B.
Yeah,
and we're all hanging out. Then the great Pap and all the entourage was there, and so I walk in, and I've heard JP talk about Bone Family before.
Yeah.
Now I understand. When you're at a tailgate, that is people who won tickets on a radio station.
Yeah.
They will all approach you. So I got approached by every single person there.
I believe it.
There's not one person that was disrespectful by any means.
No.
But in my lifetime, I've never taken so many selfies and been recognized. Like sometimes I go places not recognized at all.
Right.
I was literally taking a step, talking, selfie,
Yeah.
For a while, and I'm looking. I go, look at Mike behind that table. I get it. I get it because that has to be tiring for you.
No, I mean, listen, it's. I'll do it all day long, man. If the day that people stop wanting to take pictures of you, the day that it's over, man.
Yeah.
I'm happy to meet everybody and take every picture and talk to everybody. I don't care. Oh yeah, we got to take a break. All right, cool. I was like, did you expect me to read that?
Sorry, yeah.
You're better off on this show just saying take a goddamn break.
Take a goddamn break.
Yeah. All right. We're running very, very late. We'll take a quick break. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. Now, I used a lot of ammo this weekend. We did some shooting.
Yeah, we found some in the trash can over here.
Yeah. Those are all.
Joe is emptying out the trash. I go, somebody throw change away in there? He goes, no, it's bullets.
I was emptying out my my case. Sometimes when you go shooting at the range, the casings pop off and they popped into my bag. So
listen, I gotta tell you, make sure it's not live rounds because it's so hot in here. They may have gone off.
Still?
Yeah,
it's not nearly as bad as it was last week.
It's still. I mean, do you want to feel my back?
No.
Galvin gets the worst because the vent is literally right on him.
We can close that somehow.
By the way, speaking of backs, did you see the thing Chris Boswell, the Steelers kicker, who's a fantastic kicker, all pro, probably best Steelers kicker of all time, what he said about James Harrison? You know, James Harrison, Debo, big James Harrison, 92 for the Steelers. He said that he would stand over the holder and just stare at him, and he goes, "You better not miss this." He goes, "If you miss this, you have to wash my back in the shower." he goes, "I don't think I ever missed again."
We're out there shooting. I shot a 9mm. I shot the Judge, and then I had my 50 caliber handgun, and I was too afraid to shoot it.
You didn't shoot the sheriff, though, right?
I did not shoot the sheriff nor the deputy.
Gotcha.
Why were you nervous to shoot it?
Carmen, it's a hand cannon. Yeah, I mean the bullets alone are just giant. I put it in there. I was good.
You're afraid you're gonna smack yourself in the face with it, or drop it?
I don't know what was it, or it was gonna be so loud it was gonna rattle me. I'm a delicate flower.
Yeah.
I could be act all tough and stuff, but I'm at the bottom of my core. I'm a delicate flower.
Yeah, I think that's I've never actually shot a gun.
Really?
Yeah, I've never shot a gun.
Do it.
And he owns one.
Yeah. I own a nice one. Mike got me one for Christmas one year.
Yeah. Let's hope you never need it. That's the one you're going to use.
I know, and that's what I've talked about for a long time, that I really should go and
know how to use it.
Learn how to do it, learn how to load it, learn how to do all that stuff. Of course, I'm sure I'll be fantastic at it. But it's just the recoil and the loud and and other people. I don't want to be around other people.
I shot shotgun this weekend, and that's a fun thing to do. It's loud, but it's not not so bad. You just tuck it in your shoulder and you just go. That's fun.
It's a pistol grip though.
Oh, the one you have?
Yeah.
Be careful with that.
Right.
My brother cut his hand just shooting, just firing.
I was in Iowa with a 12 gauge first time and literally held it out.
Oh
and
no!
Goes, stop. And I go, what? He goes, dude. Like I didn't know it was gonna come back like that. I had it out in front of my face.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
they tell you that you have to fight guns. So like the first time I ever fired an automatic machine gun, they were like, I go, is it going to go up? And they go, no, it'll want to go up and you just hold it down. So you just got to be conscious of it while you're doing it.
That's why I love it. Obviously Mission Impossible, they're great. And it does a lot of stuff that there's no way you're going to do. But the one where Tom Cruise is with his wife, whenever she doesn't know what he does.
Right.
And then the whole thing.
3.
That's with what's his name. And they put the thing in his brain and she has to shock him and do all that stuff. While being chased by bad guys, and bad guys are all running around, he's like, this is blah, blah. You load it like this. You do this. You do that.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Make sure this is in here or whatever. And she's like, oh, okay. Whatever. Grabs it. And then like 5 minutes later in the movie, she's like, boom, 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 shooting everyone. Catching bullets out of the air and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah. It was pretty ridiculous. Yeah. Those are the things that you expect to see a lot of ridiculous things in those movies, but not that.
Yeah.
That's not what you can deal with.
I forget what actor it was.